This broadcast of Yo Football is brought to you in part by Cameron Autoplex, your Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealer, Ebco Development, by Melanie Romine, your Edward Jones representative, Buckholz State Bank in Cameron, Buckholz, and Rogers, by Budget Host Inn and Suites, Cox's Heating and Air Conditioning, by Syntec Auto in Temple, Just Chiropractic of Temple, Denios Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces, by Citizens National Bank, Cameron Farm and Ranch Company, by Milam County Livestock Auction in Cameron, Temple Heat and Air, by Lisa Roden, your Germania insurance agent, Caliber Metal of Cameron, by Central Avenue Bistro in Cameron, Legacy Nursing and Rehabilitation, and by Standards Home Health. And now, it's game time with Brett Everhart and Kenny Driska.
President. Rebound, bounce back. These are all terms that describe what the Cameron Yo football team will need here tonight as they are going to play host to Little River Academy in a game that is now bigger than anyone thought it ever would be. Good evening, everybody. I'm Brett Everhart alongside Kenny Driska here tonight after a disappointing and lackluster performance in the Battle of the Bell rivalry last week. Cameron Yo needs to right the ship here tonight, and we'll tell you all about it right here on the pregame show coming up after this.
Hi, I'm Jason Donark with Ebco Development. At Ebco Development, we want to help you plan for the future. If you have plans for a new office space, residential construction, or a total remodel, Ebco Development is ready to give you a free estimate to help you make plans for that future project now. Ebco Development provides complete commercial and residential construction and roofing. So give us a call first at 254-697-2186. 697-2186. Ebco Development. Let's see what we can build together.
Raising a family costs a fortune. There are so many expenses, unexpected as well as expected. We provide the loans and investments you need to help you secure your family's future. We have the know-how, resources, and technology to make the financial side of raising your family a little easier. In times like these, it's good to know you have a strong bank behind you. Citizens National Bank, member FDIC, rated one of the nation's strongest banks, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Welcome back to our pregame show here tonight for what has turned out to be a hugely important game between Cameron and Little River Academy. Both teams are 1-1 in the district standings. Cameron, those coming off a disastrous showing against arch rival Rockdale. County last week, Yeoman thoroughly manhandled, in fact, by the Tigers. Not exactly a close game.
Yeah, Rockdale came out last week with their backs kind of against the wall after losing their district opener to McGregor the week before and pretty much just outplayed us in every phase of the game. However, I expect to see a much different performance out of the Yeomen tonight. I'm confident that Coach Bashir and his staff have worked hard this week to right the ship and make sure we are prepared for a much improved Academy team here at Yo Field this evening.
So we spent much of the Tommy Bashir show this morning and on the countdown to kickoff before this discussing what's kind of been the theme of the day, physicality. What is it? How do you get it?
There's several ways that you can win a football game, with physicality. Being physical is one way for sure. But another thing you can do is you can get the ball to your playmakers out in space, and let them use their athleticism. And I feel like that is something that we've always done well here. And I think that honestly, that's a bigger key for us this evening. I don't think we did that enough last week. And I think that was a big part of the reason why we struggled as much as we did.
Would you say it's something that we've been missing or just got lost along the way?
Yeah, and that's, I think part of it is the fact that we have a very young team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, that's where you're typically going to be more physical anyway, is on the defensive side of the ball, especially when you run a spread offense. It's, people consider the spread offense to be more of a finesse type offense anyway. And so, I think, part of it is maybe some of the youth that's been there all season long and it showed up a little more last week than it had, the rest of the season.
Meanwhile, for Academy, it's been a dream year, surpassing pretty much any and all expectations with a 5-1 start. The Bees, in fact, actually look plenty good and have even stayed healthy this year. Remember, that was an issue for them last year. What's the difference?
Well, it's a couple things, Brett. And one, as you mentioned, they've been able to stay relatively healthy this year. Last year, I think it was the week before they played us, they actually lost their starting quarterback and his backup to injury that week. But another thing is that with the growth in student enrollment that Academy has experienced over the last several years, years with the housing additions going in South Temple that are actually in the Academy School District, even though they're in the Temple city limits. I think it's given them a more diverse population with some excellent athletes. And then in addition to that, they've probably played a little more, I'll call it, advantageous schedule than the Yeomen have with the types of non-district games that we typically have here on the schedule in Cameron.
So offensively, Academy looks a whole lot different under a brand new coach this year. In fact, maybe it's a little bit more different than you'd expect because new head coach is actually former offensive coordinator in Troy. So you're thinking, what, you're going to run the ball? A whole bunch, right? But no. Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the things that is a telltale sign that they've got themselves a good coach there. He was offensive coordinator there in Troy where they ran it, 99% of the time pretty much, and comes over to Academy and isn't hardly running at all. They're putting in the air, 7 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And so I think it's because he came over and he looked at his personnel and he was like, you know what, if we're going to be successful, we're going to have to do this. And to me, that's a sign of a good coach. And I think he's made the adjustment there to what his players can do.
Let's see what Coach Tommy Brashear had to say about the offense.
Well, they're going to spread us out. They're going to give you multiple formations, but they're going to spread us out. And like I said, they throw it 70% of the time and 30% run. I think he would like to run the ball more, but that's just not that's not the strength of their team right now. So they're going to, his number 3 wide receiver, McWilliams, really good basketball player for him, but also he's just a good athlete overall. Best wide receiver, big play threat for him, like to throw it deep to him. They'll throw short passes to him, though, also quick screens, things like that, and let his athleticism work. And number 11, quarterback Cephas, his last name, also starts out as a linebacker for him, but he a really good decision maker, really strong arm kid, quick release, looks really good. Now he was in a boot last week. We believe he'll be back this week though. But and number 1, who usually starts at wide receiver, it played quarterback for him last week. That's Mraz, M-R-A-Z. But he'll probably be back at receiver, we think, this week. But he's a very good athlete too, and he's not much different than Cephas as far as quarterback goes. He makes good decisions. Probably doesn't have quite as quick of a release. The ball doesn't come out as quick, but he did a great job for him last week, leading him in that comeback win over McGregor just last week. And then number 2 is a running back / wide receiver. Franklin's his last name, but he's not a bad little runner, but they're like I said, the strength of their team is spreading it out and throwing it around, and that's what they're doing. And so he's out there playing a little more wide receiver really than he does running back, but he's a good little athlete as well. And then number 74, offensive tackle Lambert, I would consider him probably their best O-lineman, probably their most experienced one as well, up there up front for them. So they've got some weapons, and they do a great job of spreading it around to those guys. We're going to have to do a good job of containing those guys and trying to prevent the big play tonight.
Let's switch sides for a moment and get a breakdown from Coach Brashear on the defense.
They base out of a 3-4 defense, much like us. They run a little more cover 4, though, with 4, 2 deep corners and 2 deep safeties. They try and they will run a little bit of cover 2, bring those corners up a little closer over your number 1 receivers and things like that. But they usually kind of bail them out of there, back them out of there before the snap, trying to prevent that big play. They do a pretty good job of it. Their deep front is pretty solid as well, especially number 9, defensive end, Rambo, last name, also a very good basketball player for him, but big, stout young man, and he does a good job, kind of a gap run stopper up there for them. They like to stunt their linebackers a little bit. They got 2 pretty good linebackers as well. Number 2, inside linebacker Franklin. Number 11, outside.
All right, well, there you go. That's the breakdown on defense. And the key.
We'll have the national anthem when both teams return to the field.
Yeah, and I think that anytime a team plays the majority of their players both ways, that's definitely an advantage for us. Something we've always tried to do here in Cameron, since I've been here anyway, is to really limit the number of two-way players that we have on the field. It allows us to be much fresher in the third and the fourth quarter, and so I'd definitely say that's something that's an advantage for us tonight. And another thing though is that I think they've got some really young kids on the field in some key spots. Like they've got some freshmen on the offensive line. And so, we've got to go out and win those types of battles with guys like Eduardo Gil down in the trenches.
All right, we have been breaking down Academy's Bees here tonight. Kickoff is approaching us here as at the field, and we're going to be back shortly as we continue here on our pregame show next.
This is Brad Vosselin with Cameron Farm and Ranch Company. We realize firsthand all the hard work and dedication that all high school students put in to perform their best on game day. We also know how hard producers work to keep their livestock and crops performing at their best. Stop in and we'll find the tools you need to keep your animals in shape and performing well. At Cameron Farm and Ranch, we're in the game on 4th and inches. And around here, when we say go yo, we mean
Denios Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces offers the best selection on name brand furniture like Lazy Boy recliners, sofas and love seats, Simmons mattresses, Mohawk and Shaw flooring, and Fireplace Extraordinaire fireplaces. If you haven't been to Denios lately, visit their showroom on Highway 77, 1 mile north of Cameron. New inventory arriving daily. Denios, your best choice for furniture and flooring in Milam County. Denios Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces. Proud to support Yeoman Athletics, a winning tradition.
Welcome back here as we are at Yo Field. Just the final minutes before we head to our initial kickoff of this one. It's a huge District 11 3A clash. And as we come back here to the Yo Field press box, Little River Academy here is in town. And this game has what I would call, Kenny, the kind of like a defining moment of the season for the Yeoman right now.
Well, if we were to come out on the wrong side of the scoreboard, I guess it could be, But quite honestly, when I look at our schedule, to me, this is one that I circle as what I call a should win, Now, if we don't, though, yeah, that would definitely be defining and not in a good way.
Well, it just feels like this has the potential to be a turning point for the rest of the season because it will tell you how Cameron bounces back, I feel like, from last week. Will determine how they play the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. I think, and so sometimes you need a wake up call. I think maybe we went into the last week's game a little overconfident. Rockdale had lost 3 in a row and lost to McGregor, who was picked to come in about 5th or 6th in the district. And so I think maybe we went in a little overconfident last week and then got shell shocked and so yeah, it definitely could be a turning point in the season for sure.
Let's talk about some pregame keys to the game tonight, which are brought to you by Mark Burns Laywell Funeral Home, serving Central Texas families since 1908. What are your keys to the game tonight?
All right, well, on the defensive side of the ball, I think, we're really going to have to be very disciplined in the secondary. This isn't your daddy's Academy Bumblebee team. They're going to throw the ball a lot, 70% of the time. So our secondary, they can't get caught up trying to help with defending the run because if they do, they're going to get burned. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we're going to have to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. I think last week Spikes had like 1 catch, and I don't know if that Hemphill had a reception. And I think Fabian Bynum had about 5 or 6 carries for the whole game. We're not going to win many games when those guys don't get enough touches. And then lastly, we got to come out with the mindset that we're going to do whatever it takes to win this game, whether that's run the ball or throw it or do it on defense or special teams. Do whatever it is that you need to do to win the game.
Pretty good keys right there. We are just about 5 minutes or so before we kick off this ball game, as the teams will be coming out to the tunnels in just a moment. But let's take about a 60-second timeout. We'll come back and get ready for the start of our football game here tonight. It's a huge district clash between Cameron and Little River Academy. You are listening to Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
At Standards Home Health, they believe that you deserve compassionate, honest, and reliable care from only the finest healthcare professionals. Call the professionals at Standards Home Health to find out more about home health services. You have a choice when it comes to choosing a home health provider. Choose the provider that has raised the standards in home health care across the state of Texas. Standards Home Health and Hospice. 1-888-671-7007. 1-888-671-7007.
With more than 100 years of serving Central Texas, Buckholz State Bank is all about you, the customer. Banking with a personal touch. That's what Buckholz Bank does best. At Buckholz State Bank, you're not just a number. Discover the difference. Stop in at any of their 3 locations and visit with a personal banker about becoming a valued customer. Because we care. Buckholz State Bank in Buckholz, Cameron Branch Buckholz State Bank, and Rogers Bank. Member FDIC.
Back at Yo Field, less than 5 minutes until kickoff here tonight as we welcome everybody here to Yo Field tonight. Should be an interesting game, and I feel like this is a fairly important game for the Cameron Yeomen here. Of course, in the grand scheme of things, this is an important game for both of these teams. The district right now, standings-wise, is kind of, well, a mess.
Yeah, it's you got Troy, I guess, who is 1-0.
Yeah.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, you got Caldwell, who is 0-1 after having their bye last week, that we beat in the first week. And then everybody else is 1-1. The bad thing is we're running that jumbled mess with everybody else. The good thing is we're still in that jumbled mess with everybody else.
Yeah.
If we win out, we could conceivably still get a share of the district championship and could conceivably still get the number 1 seed. If we went out and say, Troy or somebody was to beat Rockdale, then it might go to points or something. I'd have to look and see exactly what the tiebreaker and all that would be, but we definitely still have at least a shot at the district championship, because there's a good chance that somebody, I guess, Rockdale's already got a loss. If we beat Troy, and Troy beat them, then they would have 2 losses. Troy would have 1 to us. We'd have 1 to Rockdale, but we'd have the win over Troy head-to-head. So, I guess we'd get the number 1 seed there in that scenario. It's still quite conceivable, But the problem is you still have Troy, and you still have Academy tonight, and you still have and you still have McGregor, who beat Rockdale in week 1. So, it's more than just Academy tonight to get into that playoff seeding position that we want to be in.
So they called this district one of the toughest in the state, if not the toughest. Still feel that way, or does the record kind of make you go, maybe we're not as good? I'm not talking about one team in particular, but like everybody being 1-1.
Right. It's really, it's hard to say. I mean, you really don't know until the end of the season whenever, the playoffs kind of, how the playoffs kind of come out. We've had years where, and our district is always kind of the district of death or whatever they call it, district of doom or whatever, and there's been seasons where, all 4 of our teams have won their first round playoff game and 3 of them won the second round playoff game and 2 of them won the third round playoff game, and so that's really, you won't really know whether it's the district of death or district of doom or whatever you call it until you get down to the end of the season and see who's left and who's not.
That's true. All right, so as we are just minutes from game time, a couple of minutes to go, the Academy Bumblebees have taken the field. By the way, we are live on the internet at KMIL.com. The audio stream available there by clicking on the Listen Live buttons on the website. And you can also find us on iOS and Android. Of course, also want to say a big thanks to Kelvin and his group at SportPixUSA.net, who is providing a video stream for our game tonight. Happy to have them along so that you can see this video game, in addition to have the audio and everything else that's going on. And especially with the pandemic that we have, it's good to be able to have eyes on the football game.
Yeah, it's definitely a great benefit for all of our fans that can't be here, tonight and all across the world. I know we've had, South Korea and Canada and Ukraine and all kinds of places. So, it's just that's the one great thing that's come out of this season, I guess, is that people from far and wide can see Yeoman football that normally wouldn't get the chance to be able to be here on a Friday night.
Yeoman have just now taken the field coming out of the tunnel, so both teams have now hit the field, and we should have the national anthem here in just a moment. We will bring you that, of course. Of course, we'll also bring you the coin toss and much more here tonight. We can bring you starting lineups for now. Our starting lineups tonight are brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers, specializing in the ugly drum style smokers. You can find them on Facebook for more information. As we get to those starting lineups, offensively, the receivers are Pharrell Hemphills, Corrigan Spikes, Fabian Bynum, and Kason Goolsby. The offensive line, Colby Carranza, Cash Kellner, Hunter Hucks, Garfield England, and Colby Arney. Zane Zeinert is the quarterback, and Keyshawn Johnson gets the start at tailback. Get to the defense in a moment. I believe we're going to pause for the national anthem right now.
The old band.
Your national anthem and a few cheers there at the end as well. I caught on the microphone. One of the things I do want to point out real quick before we get to the defense for the Cameron Yeoman, Yo football team is about twice the size of, numbers-wise, of Academy.
Yeah, we've got a few more played up tonight, Brett. Academy, we keep a JV and a freshman team all year long, but Academy, I don't really know what their situation is over there, but apparently they called it a freshman team, but it wasn't all freshmen on it. I know they had some at least a few sophomores and maybe even some juniors on it. Last night was their only sub-varsity team, so we kind of had to combine our freshman and JV team, and so we instead of it's just really difficult to get two teams worth of play into one ball game. So some of those guys that instead of playing last night got elevated to varsity status for this week. So we've got a few more players on the roster this week than we would normally have.
Coin toss brought to you by Juana's Mexican Restaurant in Cameron. Yeoman, I believe, won that and deferred. That means Academy will get the football first. Let's get back to the rest of our defensive lineup for the Cameron Yeomans. You're going to see them first. Again, the lineup brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers. Find them out on Facebook to find and learn all about Ugly Drum style smokers. Defensively, the defensive line will feature Trenton Nix, Jacoby Bailey, and Wardo Gill. The linebackers, Armando Reyes, Colton Barbo, Fabian Solomon, and Landon Green. The quarterbacks, Iverson Brazil, Pharrell Hempill. The safeties are Kason Goolsby and Randy Flores. By the way, that senior game day captain was Henry Hubik, number 42, doing the coin toss. The rest of the game day captains, Zane Zeinert, Hunter Hucks, and Garfield England. As we kick off here tonight, our opening kickoff is coming up in just a few minutes. What are you expecting to see tonight here in the first few minutes?
I think just like any ball game, in the first few minutes, you're probably going to see, teams kind of feeling themselves out a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Academy come out, Mater flinging, putting the ball in the air, 3 plays in a row. Wouldn't shock me in the least.
Yeoman will be kicking off with the opening kickoff tonight, brought to you by A&R Cattle Company in Burlington. The Yeoman with some interesting uniforms. They've got the maroon tops with gray pants with a stripe down the side and white numbers. Also got the white helmets with the maroon lettering. Academy in all whites tonight with the green numbers and gold lettering. Yeoman will kick this off. Here's your opening kickoff from A&R Cattle Company. That's going to be a short push kick, fielded around the 40-yard line by Academy, and then immediately goes down, and that is number 22, Lane Ward, who made the catch.
Lane Ward.
Yeoman employing the angle kick there, not wanting to kick deep to the Academy speedsters that they've got that are, kind of their playmakers on their team this year.
We'll give the Bees excellent field position to start. They'll have it at their own 39-yard line. The Bees will be moving from right to left on the radio dial. And Academy will come out in a shotgun formation, 1st and 10 here in this first quarter. By the way, our first quarter here tonight is brought to you by Raptor P Trucking. Single receivers to each side. We've got a jump by Academy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I would say definitely going to be a pass there. The left tackle was dropping back into his pass blocking stance. So
makes 1st and 15 and pushes the Bees back to their own 34-yard line. There is 11:58 on the clock as the Bees now come to the line. It'll be another 2-back set, single receivers to each side for the quarterback. That'll be Jerry Cephas. Cephas takes a snap, looks to his right, throws that way. He's got a man. That's going to be enough for about 5 or 6 yards.
Just a real quick little, what I would call a hitch route or a curl route there. It's a young man. A nice job of coming up and making the tackle for, no gain after the catch.
Actually, I need to make a correction. And we were told it would be Cephas who starts at quarterback. That was actually Colin Miraz. So Miraz is at quarterback. In a 2-back set. 2nd down and 8 here. Handoff. That's up the middle. Try to scoot around the right side and now being pushed from behind, but he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and it'll be a 3rd down and 8 coming up.
Nice job by the Yo defense right there, shutting that down for no gain to make it 3rd and long here. Forcing a team to go into a passing situation, but, like we talked about, that's kind of what they want to do anyway.
3rd and 8. Just about 11 minutes left to go in the Raptor P Trucking first quarter. We're scoreless here. Academy with the football. Again in a shotgun. 2-back set. Single receivers on either side. They're going to send one in motion across the formation. Now looking to roll to his left. Looking to go. Now having a retreat. Still backing up. Lets one go. That ball's going to be in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Incomplete.
Yeah, and they were trying to hit their big tight end, Jaden Simmons, on the backside there. I don't think, the play broke down. We were applying some big-time pressure there, and quarterback just uses athleticism to keep the play alive and had a chance to complete a pass. Now, he wouldn't go get the first down, but, we were right there anyway. So
on 4 down, 10:43 to go, and it's a punt for Academy. That is going to be a good one, too. It's going to be high, and will take a bounce at about the 25, and there Yeoman will let it go. Bounces inside the 20, inside the 15, but Academy will finally touch it and down it there at about the 12-yard line.
Heck of a punt by the Academy punter for sure. Nice to see the Yeoman kind of look like we were set up to run our regular old punt return we've been running for years. We had kind of gone away from that this year. I'm not sure I've seen us have 2 returners back deep this year before that play.
It was interesting to see 2 back there, but just the hang time on that punt, Yeoman didn't have really a chance to set anything up, and I guess just let it bounce. So Yeoman will have it 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. 10:32 on the clock in a scoreless game. First possession offensively here for Cameron. Seinert will be the quarterback. He'll have 2 receivers off to his left side and 1 man alone to the right.
Looks like we've got Johnson in at kind of that sniffer back type of a fullback type position, and then Bynum is at the offset tailback position.
So on 1st and 10. Seinert checks the defense. And hands the ball off, coming around the right side. That's Bynum on the carry, and he will grab about 3 yards.
Not a bad little run right there at all. Keyshawn Johnson did a good job of kind of sealing the edge off so Bynum could get out there. If Zakorian could have held his block a little bit longer, there's no telling how far that play might have gone.
2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard run by Bynum. 10:26 on the clock. On 2nd down for the Yeoman, moving left to right on the radio dial. Seinert with 3 receivers off to his right side. Looks that way, now rolls that way. Still looking, being chased, still looking, now lets one go. That ball's going to be tipped and incomplete.
And we were trying to get it to Zakorian deep there, I think, but the interior blocking broke down, and so Zane had to roll out of the pocket there and just never really got a chance to set his feet to make a throw there, and was lucky to find someone to try to dump it off to, even though it was incomplete.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass, as that Academy defender actually had nice ups to even get a on that. 10:19 on the clock. Yeoman facing 3rd and 7. Good receivers to the left for Seinert. It's a low snap. He's going to hand this ball off. Working his way through the line and up to the 20-yard line is Bynum.
It's a counter play to Fabian, and picked up a couple of yards there, but just not quite enough for the first down, so he's going to have to bring on the Yeoman punting team.
Ends up about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and yes, it will be 4th down for Cameron and a punting situation. Coach Tommy Brashear talked in the coaches show this morning about dangerous return men for punting and for kick returning. We'll see what happens here as the Yeomen will be punting for the first time here tonight. 9:44 on the clock. Zeinert is back, standing at about his 9-yard line. There's the snap and the kick. That's going to be a line drive. That'll bounce at the 48-yard line and roll to about the 40. And the Yeomen will pick it up.
Nice job of Zane right there, punting away from Jalen McWilliams, the dangerous return man for the Bees. Got a line drive that he wasn't able to get to, and we were able to get down there and down it quickly.
That means it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bees from their own 41-yard line. And right now, Academy has had excellent field position to start this game on both of their drives.
Yeah, we pretty much just kind of swapped spots both times here.
Quarterback goes in the shotgun here with 3 receivers off to his right. It's going to be a quick screen over there. They nearly had that one blown up in the backfield, but he missed that one tackle as he was hit away from him. And instead, they'll pick up nice yardage, about 8 on the catch and run.
Yeah, man, Iverson Brazil read that play perfectly, and he looked like he was shot out of a cannon, but he just kind of bounced off the big wide receiver there, and went from instead of being a 2-yard loss to being about an 8-yard gain.
Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. It is a 2nd and short for the Bees. 2nd down and 2. Near midfield from the B 49-yard line. A 2-back set for Baraz. He's going to hand off, looking for the left side. He finds a hole, and he's going to be off to go up across the 45 to the 40-yard line of Cameron Yo.
Bees ran the counter play there where they were pulling the backside guard and tackle, and they kind of walled us off there, and Franklin got in behind them and made some nice yards on that play. We're going to have to cut those pullers down so that they don't get to our linebackers, and our linebackers can step forward and make that play in the hole.
On 1st and 10 for the Bees from the Cameron 40-yard line. 8.5 to go here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. 3 receivers off to the right side, 1 to the left for Baraz. He's looking right, going to throw that way. That ball's too high, nearly picked off.
Yeah, trying to hit his big tight end over the middle there, and we weren't able to get a lot of really good pressure there. Something that was a little different that you normally wouldn't see is the back flared out right there, and Eduardo Gill, one of our excellent defensive linemen, there was nobody to go with him, and so Eduardo had to go with him there, but so it took Eduardo out of the rush, but it also took away an option there in that play.
2nd down and 10 now for Academy. They're going to send 2 receivers stacked to each side. Single back in the backfield with Baraz. Surveys the field, looks to throw on a play action pass, and whips one out to the right side. He's going to break the first tackle, but going down on the second one. Ball comes out. That will be picked up, but it is going to be downed, I believe, although the Yeoman is still running towards the end zone.
I think what had happened was the either the side judge or the umpire blew the play dead, but the actual referee never heard the whistle, and so he was running with our guy, thinking that it's a live ball. He didn't know that his co-official had blown it dead there.
Clock continues to run. Everybody having to get back in place. With 7:40 and counting down, Bees now trying for an option keeper by the quarterback, looking for the edge around the right side down the sideline, and he'll pick up a few yards there, but should be short of the first down by a yard or 2.
Yeah, he's going to be about 2 yards short there. Miraz is an excellent athlete there. Looked really good running the speed option. Not sure he really ever intended to pitch there. Of course, you have to respect that, but they're obviously going to go for it here on our end of the field, 4th and 2.
It is 4th and 2, 7.5 to go here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. Balls at the 32-yard line. There'll be a 2-back set with Baraz at quarterback, and he was ready to hand that ball off, but this one stopped.
Yeah, I think I don't know if there was a legal procedure is what the call is. So some linemen moved, some didn't. So
a penalty will push the Bees back to a 4th and 7. Still in Yo territory at the 37-yard line.
I'd expect the Bees to put the ball in the air here at 4th and 7.
That's what you would expect from a team throwing 70%. We'll see what happens here as they come to the line. 7:31 on the clock, a 4th and 7. We're scoreless here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. 3 receivers to the right side for Baraz. And instead, he's going to punt this one. It's going to be a short, high punt. And Academy Trying to down it before he gets into the end zone, and they will at about the 1-yard line.
Wow, excellent execution by the Academy offense there with a quick kick punt by Miraz, and then the receivers just got down there and downed the ball so quickly before it could get into the end zone, really putting the Yeomen in a bad spot for starting offense here.
Only been a few minutes into this game, but the Academy punting unit is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, they've been pretty phenomenal so far.
7:24 on the clock, 1st and 10 from their own 1. The Yeomen in the shadow of their own end zone will come out here on offense for their second possession of the ball game. Scoreless in this one. Here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. You've got 2 receivers, make that 3 off to the left side, and it will be a handoff. Just able to power his way out of the end zone and picks up a couple of yards up to the 3.
And Coach Bashir's got big Keyshawn Johnson in at tailback on this series right now. Looks like just trying to pound his way out of that end zone to get us a little bit of breathing room where we can, get our regular operation running.
2nd down and 8 inside of 7 minutes to go in this Rafter P Trucking first quarter. And we remain scoreless. Yeomen inside their own 5-yard line from the 3. 2 receivers off to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback going to keep this one. Around the left side he goes, and it will pick up nice yardage near the first down marker up to about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just short, but a nice call there by Coach Bashir and the Yo coaching staff. I think everybody thought our running back was going to get that play there, but we just, used Zane as another running back there, and he got in behind the regular running back and just used him as a lead blocker around the edge. So 3rd and about a couple inches.
Yeah, 3rd and short here for Cameron. 6:15 to go in this first quarter. 3 receivers bunched to the short side of the field from the far hash. And Zeinert looks to keep it again, trying to find him running room, and I think he got just enough.
Yeah, they were kind of geared up for it that time, Academy was, but able to get about a yard, and we only needed a couple inches, so got the first down, gets a fresh set of downs here.
It is a Centex Auto first down. That's your buy here, pay here dealer with easy financing terms and excellent service. You can visit either location in Temple. You can also find them online. Here's Centex Auto first down. 1st and 10 for the Yeomen. Inside of 5:45 to go in this first quarter. Still scoreless in this one from their own 12-yard line on 1st and 10. 2 receivers off to the left side as movement by the Yeomen here.
Yeah, I believe our left tackle jumped a little bit there. They shifted on their defensive line, but it was kind of on the other side of the defensive line, so I don't think that's what caused us to jump. I think we just okay. They must have came across and made contact then, Brett.
So penalty against Academy actually helps the Yeomen here instead. And it'll be 1st and 5. So from the 17-yard line. And the clock ticking down inside 5.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 2 receivers to the left. An up back and a tailback off to the right of Zeinert, who's going to keep this one. Trying to find some running room. Now spins around. Now going the other direction around the left side. And he's going to pick up big yardage. Got about 6, maybe 7 on the carry.
And looks like he picked up another first down for the Yeomen. So, again, getting us some more operating room, getting us out of the shadow of our own goalpost here.
It is another Centex Auto first down. And Zeinert picked up just enough to get there. Got about 6 on the carry. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yeomen now from their own 24-yard line.
Looks like we got a stoppage of play here for some reason.
Yep.
Just to set the chains, maybe.
And now the Yeomen will be ready to go. Twins to each side for Zeinert this time. Clock coming up on 4.5 to go in this quarter. And Zeinert will roll to his right. Still looking. Lets one go. This is going to be tipped and out of bounds. His intended receiver was Bynum.
Yeah, trying to roll Zane out a little bit there, get him a little bit of extra time against that stout Academy pass rush.
So after the incomplete 2nd and 10. 4.5 minutes to go.
Score note early in the ball game. Caldwell leads Rockdale 8-7.
Interesting.
It's 2020, Brett.
It is 2020. 2-back set this time for Cameron on 2nd and 10. And Zeinert will hand it off. Coming around the left side, finds some running room, and then pounds his way past the first down marker and across the 40-yard line. And then goes down.
Great run by Keyshawn Johnson right there. He really got himself a good head of steam rolling there. And when that big young man gets moving, he is tough to bring down.
Yeah, and you don't want to be on the receiving end when he lowers the shoulders.
No, when he lowers the boom, you're going to feel it.
That's another Centex Auto first down for the Yeomen. They've got the football at their own 42-yard line on the move. And another twin back set. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 alone to the left. Designer flanked on either side as he takes the snap. And he's going to hand off again, this time to the left side, and finds a big hole, then trips over a man who had fallen down across the 50-yard line and rolls.
Same thing again there. The zone play to Keyshawn over the left side with Fabian leading him. Usually we run that to Fabian with Keyshawn leading the way. So, kind of catching the Bees a little bit off guard here.
Second and short here for Cameron, just across midfield at the B 49-yard line. 2nd and 1. Clock continues to run here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. Coming up on 3.5 to go in the opening stanza. 2 receivers to the right side and a 2-back set. And again, it's going to be a handoff right up the gut. He goes, finds big yardage. Ball comes out, and there's a scramble for it. The Bees jump on it.
Same play again. Keyshawn made some really nice yardage there, picked up the first down, was fighting for some extra yards, and one of the Bees kind of came in from behind and grabbed the ball and just kind of ripped it out. It looked like one of our players had a chance to fall on it there, but try to maybe pick it up and get some more yardage, and whenever he did, he wasn't able to cleanly pick it up, and the Bees pounced on it.
First turnover of the ball game by either team. It's a fumble by Cameron Yo after a nice offensive drive to get to about the 40-yard line, and it's about where Academy has been every time they've had the football.
Yeah, I think they've started all 3 drives within probably 3 yards of this line of scrimmage.
First and 10 looking to throw, and the ball is going to be dropped. Actually, Yeomen say they've got it. They're picking it up, taking it to the end zone, and they're going to call that incomplete. Ball arrived about the same time that the defender did and knocked the ball loose.
Yeah, I think, and I think the officials made the right call right there. I think we've got some fans that are unhappy with the call there, that they think it was a catch and a fumble, But I think Flores hit him pretty much at the same time the ball got there and knocked it loose, and so.
Well, a 3:16 on the clock. 2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Another trips set to the left side here. And this time they elect to hand off, trying to find the right edge, and they will pick up about 4 yards on the carry.
It's a different back end for the Bees. That's Trenton Flanagan. So that's a good name right there too. They've got some good names on this Academy team. Trenton Flanagan.
I think he's from Ireland.
Maybe so. I don't know.
3rd down and 6 coming up here for the Bees. They're going to again send trips off to the left side as they move from right to left. Baraz looking to throw, looking that direction. And he's got again the quick slant, trying to find his way forward, but instead he's going to retreat. And now the Yeomen are going to gang tackle him. And he is going to end up getting forward progress credit to about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, we kind of got lucky on that. We had him stopped about a yard short of the first down, and he kind of spun out of the tackle. When he did, he retreated a couple more yards, and then we tackled him again. And so brings up 4th and 5 instead of 4th and 1 for the Bees.
So from actually marked him at the 45-yard line. It'll be 4th down in a punting situation for Academy here. They've got 2 men deep for the Yeomen, and one of them is Zachorian Spikes. Here's the punt as Spikes is actually running onto the field still. He wasn't even out on the field hardly. This ball will be caught at the 15-yard line, trying to come around the left side, and he is going to be slung down and caught at about the 23.
That's a little Kason Goolsby with the catch there, and good job of getting behind Zachorian and getting a few more yards. He picked up about 8 to 10 yards on that return there, which is respectable whenever you don't have a nice big wall in front of you.
So less than 2 minutes to go here in this Rafter P Trucking first quarter. We are scoreless in this ball game. It'll be 1st and 10 for the U offense as they now take over for their 3rd possession of the game. The second one that looked like they were doing some pretty good movement, but
yeah, we had kind of we had really established the run with Keyshawn Johnson back there. He was powering through them, making good yards, and then obviously the fumble just killed the drive.
The Yeomen think they found something they like with the 2-back set. They're going back to it here on 1st and 10. Whistles here and flags everywhere.
Illegal procedure against the Yeomen. I didn't see that play, or see the infraction rather.
So penalty against Cameron will back them up 5 yards, 1st and 15. Again, looks like the Yeomen have found something they like with this two-back set. You know, we saw that last year, too. The two-back set has worked really well in the last couple of years.
Yeah, you know, something you talked about in the pregame is that physicality, Brett, and it's a much more physical
Watch snap here. The quarterback has to pick it up off the ground. He's running for his life, and he will be chopped out of bounds.
There's a flag over on the sideline that would normally indicate a defensive encroachment penalty, but I don't know. Yep, that's what it is.
Penalty against Academy this time.
So we move back to the original line of scrimmage, and 1st and 10, wipe out those two previous plays, and let's start all over again.
Let's try it again. Let's reset. 1st and 10, and coming up on 1:45 to go in this opening quarter. Brought to you by Raptor P Trucking. Scoreless in this one. 1st and 10 for the Yeomen from their own 23-yard line. Single receiver off to the left side. Presided in that two-back set. Hands it off. This is going to be Keyshawn Johnson powering his way forward to the 30-yard line. Then goes down, caught from the feet.
I tell you that it's nothing more than really like a lead play out of the old I formation there to Keyshawn with Fabian as his lead blocker, and the left side of the offensive line is doing a really nice job at opening up some space for us to be able to run it over there as well.
Still scoreless, 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard run by Johnson.
I think that's big Colby Arney and Garfield England over there on that side of the line of scrimmage, if I'm not mistaken.
Coming up on a minute to go in the opening quarter. And then a two-back set. Heading off, trying the other side this time. Breaks through the first line of defense. Now finds a hole in the middle. Now he's off to the races up across midfield. There's the 40. Got one man to beat, and he is not going to get there as he's caught from behind. It goes down at about the 25-yard line. Ball did come out, but Academy said they had it, but the Yeomen had to have been down when it came out.
Oh, yeah. He was laying flat on his back by the time the ball came out, so definitely was down there. But, you know, there's something that concerns me is that, you know, we've laid the ball on the carpet a couple times here tonight. You know, and that's something that Fabian had some issues with earlier in the season. He's done a really good job with it after the first or second ball game. But you know, we can't be giving away possessions any more than we already have tonight.
It is a Centex Auto first down. Gives the Yeomen football at the Academy 23-yard line. 1st and 10, about 25 seconds to go here in the quarter. And this time, no two-back set. Zeinert's going to keep it. The quarterback up across the 20, and then he's going to try to lower his shoulder and gets inside the 20 to about the 14 or 16-yard line.
Yeah, it's nothing more than just really a lead or a sweep play with your quarterback acting as the running back right there. And so nice job by Zane lowering his shoulder, picking up about 7 yards there as we head here into the second quarter.
That's right. That is going to be the final play of our opening quarter as the Yeomen will end it by sitting in the Bling Box Boutique Red Zone. We're going to come back in just a moment and hear where the Yeomen can go in the Bling Box Boutique Red Zone in just a moment. Our second quarter is next. It's a scoreless ball game here at Yo Field. This is Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
Grand Power Days at Cameron Autoplex in Cameron, Texas. The 2021 models will be arriving soon, and we still have a great selection of 2020 Rams to choose from. Hurry in and save $10,000 off MSRP on a fully loaded Ram 1500 Lone Star Crew Cab. Plus, competitive pickup owners get an additional $1,000 off. Or how about $6,000 off that new diesel to pull that new RV or boat? Grand Power Days won't last much longer, so make that short drive and see why. Everyone says it's always cheaper and friendlier in Cameron.
Welcome back here at Yo Field as Yeomen are marching down the field here as we start off this second quarter. By the way, our second quarter tonight brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers. That's for the easy-to-use, customized, ugly drum-style smokers. Locally owned and operated and, of course, also reasonably priced. If you want an easy way to smoke a brisket and pretend that you're a professional, go check out Barrel Bump Smokers. Give them a call, 979-220-6147. Visit them on Facebook. They'll tell you everything you need to know. The wonderful folks over there, and they can, if you've not visited their Facebook and seen the amazing things they're doing over there with smokers, pretty cool stuff. Meanwhile, Yeomen are in the Bling Box Boutique Red Zone. That's the Bling Box Boutique, 111 North Central, downtown Cameron. Check them out on Facebook as well. It is a 2nd down and 3. Handoff, trying to skirt around the left side, but not much going there. Still going to be shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and short, maybe a 1.
Yeah, they brought an extra guy in there, number 22. I think that's one of their outside linebackers or strong safety type guys there. And so we were kind of a man short blocking wise there. So we weren't able to pick up any more than the yard that we got.
So on 3rd and 2, Yeoman now here in the second quarter, brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers, moving from right to left on the radio dial. Still scoreless in this one. 2 receivers off to the right side. Zeinert's going to hand off. Trying to go up the middle is Johnson. Tries to duck under the original line of scrimmage. Now he's being held up. And it's a dog pile here, but finally the whistles will blow. And the Yeomen should have enough for a first down.
Man, I was shocked that they didn't blow the whistle much earlier than they did on that play. I thought that they kind of had him stop for, what he was going to get, but he just kept it churning there and made sure he got that first down.
It is a Centex Auto first down, puts the Yeomen at the 12-yard line in the Bling Box Boutique red zone. Just inside of 11 minutes to go here before halftime. Scoreless in this one. The Yeomen, though, deep in B territory.
Yeomen definitely need to punch this one into the end zone on this drive.
2 receivers to the left side for Zeiner. 1 man to his left. And this time we've got penalties here. I believe that's going to be against the Yeomen.
Yeah, it looks like we may have had a pass play called there because one of our linemen looked like he kind of rocked back into his pass block stance. So
1st and 15, backed up to the 17-yard line. Yeomen still in the Bling Box Boutique red zone. Still working with a tailback to the left of Zeiner and what you call the sniffer back off there as well. But Zeiner looking to throw here, and he's going to set his feet and drop one off. That's going to be to a cross pattern. That's inside the 10, the 5. Trying to make a man miss. Now tries to lunge for the end zone. Touchdown, Yeomen.
And that's what I talked about in the pregame right there, Brett. Get the ball to your playmakers in space and let them make plays for you. I said it. We got to get the ball to Spikes and Bynum and Hemphill out there in space. And that's exactly what we did on that play. He caught Hemphill on a crossing pattern, and he just made it happen from there.
That was Pharrell Hemphill from 17 yards out on the touchdown pass from St. Zeiner. It's 6-0. The Yeomen have struck first. 10:13 on the clock here before halftime. The Yeomen now trying for an extra point, brought to you by Crier Collision. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is up, and that is good, but a flag is on the play.
Kick was good.
Could be defensive offside, so we'll decline that and bring out the kicking team. Kickoff.
Again, that is your Crier Collision extra point good for all your auto body repair needs. That's Crier Collision, 254-697-2122. That's Crier Collision, 3003 North Travis and Cameron. Yeomen out in front, 7-0 with 10:13 to go before halftime. This is Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
Caliber Metal in Cameron, Texas provides all your PBR panel, classic rib panel, and standing seam concealed fastener materials. We also cut standard and custom trim up to 21 feet. We have metal to metal and metal to wood screws, closures, pipe boots, and sealants. We have a quick turnaround with 20 colors in stock. Located at 106 South Washington Avenue, Cameron, Texas. Buy local, 254-605-4110. And mention the Ranch 1051 and receive a 5% discount for new customers.
Back here to Yo Field. The Yeomen have now broken the scoreless tie. They have scored first in this one, drawing first blood to make it 7-0 here. 10:13 on the clock in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. Let's get to the Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's Don's Painted Body with over 20 years of experience taking the dents out of accidents. Call Don and the folks over there at 697-2011. 6 plays, 77 yards, and Pharrell Hemphill catches a pass from about 10 yards out of the end zone, takes it in after some nifty footwork and ends up with a 17-yard touchdown reception, and Hemphill has the Yeomen out in front. The Crier Collision extra point was good. 10:13 on the clock. The Yeomen will be kicking away here. It's going to be about a medium kick. They'll be fielded at the 30 or about the 26-yard line. Now trying to come away all the way across the field, breaks through a couple of defenders, and then finally will put down across the 40-yard line. And again, Academy will have it at around the 40.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like we could just say, okay, no kickoffs this game. We're just y'all going to start your every drive at the 40.
That's right.
And I tell you what, their coach would try to take that if you told him that too, because that's some excellent starting field position.
Actually, going to be just just above the 40 at the 44-yard line. Maybe make that the 43. Yeah, the 43. So first down to year 4 Academy. They're going to go to a 2-back set here. 2 receivers off to the right side. Yeoman out in front, 7-0. It's going to be a handoff. And he's got nowhere to go. Bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost half a yard.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Yo defensive line did a great job of just basically filling every gap right there. He took that handoff and almost just kind of stood still because he had nowhere to go. And that's the kind of thing that if we start kind of getting it rolling a little bit, I could see that happening a lot tonight.
So, 2nd down and 10. They actually marked him back at the line of scrimmage, but 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. Twin receivers to each side. Quarterback Ross looking to throw. Now it's going to have to roll to his right. Lets it fly. That ball's picked off by the Yeoman in midfield. That ball the other way. Across the 40. There's the 30. Tiptoes down the sideline. Shoved out of bounds.
Great job by Iverson Brazil. He kind of just baited Miraz right there. He left a few steps between him and the B receiver, and then once Miraz committed and put the ball in the air, Iverson just broke on it and just went up and snagged it with 2 hands and made a nice little return out of it as well to set the Yo offense up well into B territory.
9:22 on the clock. It's Yo football. Going to have it at the B 25-yard line. So excellent field position after the turnover, which the turnover is now 1 apiece. Yeoman already out in front, 7-0, and now have the football deep in Academy territory, knocking on the door of the Blue Box Boutique red zone.
You know, this is normally, Brett, where a lot of times we'll take a kill shot, throw it deep to the end zone, which we can't go that deep from the 25, but, we've had so much success pounding the ball, using that physicality that you talked about in the pregame that I might would just stick right to it.
See what happens here. It's going to be 1st and 10. The Yeoman will come out with 2 receivers to each side. One man in the backfield to Zeinert's left, and he's looking to throw. He is looking for the kill shot to the end zone. He's got a man open. That ball's going to be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, the Yeoman. And a flag as a late hit out of bounds.
And we just did right there what I think we ought to do probably at least once every quarter. And I think we've tried it once every quarter so far tonight, is just drop back and throw it as far as you can and let Spikes run underneath it.
That was Zakorian Spikes from 25 yards out, and a penalty at the end of the touchdown. The Yeoman have struck again. 13-0 is the score.
With that penalty, it'll be assessed on the kickoff, I believe. So one thing that I feel very confident about, they will not start on the 40-yard line. If they do, then we need to try something else.
So Cryer collision extra point now coming up. Waiting on the snap. There it is. Here's the hold. The kick is up, and that will be good. The Cryer Collision extra point is good. That's from Cryer Collision, 3003 North Travis in Cameron for all your auto body repair needs. Yeoman now out in front, 14-0. 9:18 on the clock is the Yeoman are out in front by 2 scores now in this one. This is Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
Hi, I'm Jason Donalik from Edco Development. Sure, someone working out of the back of their truck can always offer you a cheaper price, but sometimes they're kind of hard to find after the job is done. Remember, Edco Development has been there for you for more than 25 years, offering quality roofing, remodeling, new construction, and more. Call us first, 254-697-2186. 697-2186.
Welcome back here in our Barrel Bun Smokers second quarter. 9:18 to go before halftime. Yeoman now taking a 2-score lead, 14-0. This scoring drive, right away, brought to you by Don's Painted Body. More than 20 years experience. That's Don's Painted Body on West 4th across from Brookshire Brothers, and it's going to be super simple. Ready? One play, 25 yards, touchdown pass to Zakorian Spikes. Toss it up, let him run underneath it, and that's what he did. Extra point was good, and then a penalty assessed after Spikes, who ran out the back of the end zone, was then shoved out of bounds. And a penalty assessed afterwards. Yeoman actually going to be almost kicking from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Zakorian was about 8 yards deep in the end zone. Had already caught the ball and taken 2 or 3 steps, and the B defender just shoved him right in the back.
So Cameron will instead kick off in Academy territory from the B 45-yard line. Have a chance to pin Academy deep. That ball is going to be caught at about the 6-yard line. Now working his way upfield. Yeoman will converge on him, and they'll have him down inside the 20 at the 20, in fact.
Yeah, I would say just inside the 20-yard line there. So definitely the worst starting position, field position of the game for the Bees tonight. So put them in a little bit of pressure now, having to start in the shadows of their own goalposts. So, and they like to throw the ball. So I'm feeling a pick six or something here, maybe, Brett. I don't know.
3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Bees. 9:12 on the clock. Cameron out in front, 14-0. The Bees going to come out in twin sets to each side with a tight end lined up deep. Quarterback takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Still looking. Dancing around to his right. Now going to fire one deep. That ball is going to be tipped and dropped by a Academy B, and that one was nearly caught.
I tell you, Flores had excellent position there, but kind of waited almost a little bit too late to jump. And because he did there, then Jalen McWilliams almost went over the top of him and made the catch.
Yeah, mistimed his jump, and Jalen Williams nearly had a chance at a huge play there.
Upset alert in a 3A Division II. Franklin Lions are ranked in the top 5 in every poll, but Rogers leads them 20-14 with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Always good to have the Rogers Eagles coaches show, too. Happy to have them aboard for another season. Twin receivers stacked to each side, but a handoff here for the Bees, and they're going to find some running room. Well, almost did, but caught from behind on a shoelace tackle, and he'll go down after about a 3-yard gain. That was an incredible play because he had nobody in front of him.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays we got to have happen, if we want to be able to, keep these guys back here on their end of the field.
Yeoman out in front, 14-0. It's a 3rd and 6 now for the Bees.
Another game of note, Brett, with 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Rockdale and Caldwell are tied at 14-all.
8.5 minutes to go before halftime. Got a single receiver to each side, a twin back set. And the quarterback running around, being chased around, trying to be caught from behind, but not going to get there. Eludes one guy, then sidesteps one, stiff arms another, stumbles across the 40-yard line, then finally goes out of bounds. That's a gutsy play by Miraz.
I tell you, that guy's he's just a gamer, Brett. That's the only thing you can say about him. Because, he was basically Houdini on that play. He escaped a tackle probably about 4 times.
At least. 8:11 on the clock after a huge run by Miraz. I think, did he go out for a breather?
I'm looking to see that. They're actually old school huddle, and so no, he's still in there. Not many teams huddle these days, but they still get in the old school huddle.
I thought for a second he went over to the sideline. I think he might just went to go get a play. 3 receivers out to the left side for Miraz this time, but he's going to pitch this one off to the left. They're going to find some running room across that side. Ball did come out, I believe, but I think the Bees were able to keep it.
No, we've got the ball, Brett.
Yeah, Yeoman came up with it. The Bees were jumping on the other sideline. I thought they must have recovered it, but Yeoman come out with a football.
Yeah, they ran the old junior high quick pitch play, we call it. Danny Wasik was a great mentor of mine, passed away a year ago, and he always used to say that's the best play in football is a quick pitch. Well, it was the best play in football for the Yeoman right there with the fumble on the end of it.
That is the second turnover by the Academy Bees. The Yeoman will now have excellent field position with this one right at midfield, 1st and 10. 8:02 on the clock here in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. A 14-0 lead for the Yeoman. They've got 2 receivers to the left side, 1 man to the right. Zeinert. I have this ball off. Dancing around the middle of the line now. Makes his way up across the 40-yard line and finally will go tumbling down at about the 32-yard line.
I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've seen a running back with a dead leg move as good as Fabian Bonhams is right now. We've had some guys. Trayon Smith was really good at the dead leg move. Nico Vargas was good at it, but man, Fabian he does it with such speed and quickness. It's just really fun to watch.
After the Centex Auto first down, 1st and 10 from the Academy 32-yard line. Twin receivers still to the left, and again, Cameron going to hand this ball off. He's going to be dragging a man for about 2 yards on that carry. I mean, he dragged that guy. He was caught in the backfield and still managed to drag him about 2 yards.
Yeah, we were pulling our backside, one of our backside linemen there, our left tackle, Big Colby Arney, our biggest offensive lineman. We pulled him around the right side there, and Fabian was in behind him, and the guy that he pulled from got in behind Fabian too, but Fabian just drug him along with him.
They wrapped around the waist, broke him for 2 yards. It'll be second down and 9, and Einert looking to throw. He's going to fire towards the end zone. It's a high pass. That ball's going to be caught, run under, and it is a touchdown. Yeoman spikes again.
That guy they got over there, Brett, I'm not sure what number he is. I think that's number 40. That's Flanagan. He cannot cover Zachorian Spikes one-on-one. There is no way.
So a 31-yard touchdown pass to Zachorian Spikes. Yeoman now out in front 20-0. Yeoman scoring with 6:54 to go here before halftime, now trying for an extra point. Prior collision extra point try is going to be up and through, and it's 21-0. The Yeoman responding here against the Academy Bees in this one with 21 points unanswered here this second quarter. You're listening to Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
There are 3 companies in the U.S. who keep reports on your credit: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Each gives you a score according to their report, and in many instances determines if credit will be available to you. You can get a free copy of your credit report from each reporting agency through www.annualcreditreport.com. It's important to know the score. Citizens National Bank, member FDIC, rated one of the nation's strongest banks.
Welcome back here in our Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. 6:54 to go here before halftime. The Yeomen have now extended their lead 21-0. Let's get to the Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's Don's Painted Body, 697-2011. And the numbers are 50 yards. It ends on a Zachorian Spikes 31-yard touchdown pass. The extra point was good. The Yeomen lead it now 21-0. As we get ready for another kickoff here tonight, as Cameron will be kicking to the Bees, this time though from the normal spot, from the 40-yard line. They'll do that at the far hash mark from the 40. So they'll prepare to kick off here to Academy. We've seen a couple different kinds of kickoffs, kind of what I would call medium range, and then one that was a short pooch kick. Then, of course, you have the one that had them pinned deep.
Yeah, a lot of putting pressure on their kickoff return team a lot of different ways.
Another short to medium range kick, fielded just ahead of the 30-yard line. Now trying to come back towards the middle of the field, breaks through the first tackle, but then finally will be walloped at the 40.
Ooh, man, we had he tried to jump somebody right there, and let me tell you, that's probably the worst thing you can do, because whenever you try to jump somebody's going to get your legs, and then somebody else is going to come finish you off up top, and the top of you is going to hit the ground before the bottom of you, and that never feels good.
No. 6:47 on the clock. Yeoman leading 21-0. Bees will come out on offense. Academy with a couple of turnovers here tonight. Yeoman have done one as well, but all 21 points by Cameron scored here in this second quarter. Academy coming out first and 10 from their own 40. Where are they at? The own 40-yard line.
40-yard line.
Yep. It's like every time. 2 receivers off to the left side. This time Mirage tries to keep. And flag comes way in from about the referee's got an arm from the 30-yard line.
I'm telling you, that old guy.
A 30-yard throw.
Yeah. That was like out of the screen of, if you're watching it on the video feed, that may have been from outside of the screen of view.
I mean, so that was about a 20-yard throw. He threw that from about the 30 where the 2 coaches are standing down here. Who the penalty is. Be a penalty against the Bees for holding.
I think one of their slot receivers held Iverson Brazil, and when I say hold, I mean he grabbed him and tackled him and pinned him on the ground. So probably lucky that it was only a hold and not a personal foul.
Think that side judge has any more eligibility? The dude's got a cannon.
I don't know. Maybe he plays on Saturdays and he just does this on Friday night.
On first and 20 here for Academy, looking to go deep. Ball's in and out of his hands and incomplete. That was nearly a big play for the Bees.
I tell you, they kind of had Brazil beat right there with the big tight end Jaden Simmons, who, I mean, good looking player, Brett. I mean, he looks like the kind of guy you're going to see playing on Saturday. But Iverson, used his foot speed to catch up and then just jumped up and kind of punched the ball out of the hands of the receiver right at the perfect time.
Gonna make it a 2nd down and 18 here for the Bees from the 32-yard line. 3 receivers off to the left side here from Ross. He's looking to throw. Dumps this one off on a screen pass, though. Tries to get a blocker set up. Ball comes out. It's going to be a fumble. Heads over towards the sideline. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay Academy's possession. And the receiver that got hit and fumbled is down and rolling.
Is that Flanagan? That's Flanagan that's down and rolling. And I believe that was Fabian Solomon that put the lick on him right there and knocked the ball loose. And the Bees are very lucky that he was as close to the sideline and the ball was jarred loose as hard as it was, because if not, we were close to picking that thing up and returning it for another 6.
Yeah, that thing must have popped out, 7 to 8 yards?
Oh, at least, yeah. He was hit well inside
where he's standing.
Yeah, pretty much laying, which is, about 2 or 3 steps inside the numbers. So, yeah, that ball, it rolled out there a ways.
Well, it's 6:05 on the clock. Yeoman are out in front here, 21-0 with the injury timeout. Let's take one with him. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Yo Football on 105 on the Ranch.
This is Brad Vosselin. With Cameron Farm and Ranch Company, we realize firsthand all the hard work and dedication that all high school students put in to perform their best on game day. We also know how hard producers work to keep their livestock and crops performing at their best. Stop in and we'll find the tools you need to keep your animals in shape and performing well. At Cameron Farm and Ranch, we're in the game on 4th and inches. And around here, when we say go yo, we mean
go yo!
Coming out of the injury timeout, 6:05 on the clock here in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. That just means we're about 6 minutes or so until we get to halftime. We do have the Germania halftime report coming up. Meanwhile, Yeoman are out in front, 21-0. It's going to be 3rd and 18 here for Academy. Ball's at the 31-yard line for the Bees. They've got 2 receivers to each side. Roz looking to throw. And he's going to launch one deep. Got a man open, and he overthrew him. Incomplete.
Yeah, we have one of our linebackers running with McWilliams there, and that's a bad matchup. Usually, a wide receiver against a linebacker there, and Landon Green, who we've praised all season long for his play at linebacker, he's probably just a little bit outmanned right there to be able to keep up with McWilliams.
Brings up 4th and long for Academy as the Yeoman out in front, 21-0, and just under 6 minutes to go before halftime. And it's a punting situation for the Bees. On their own 31, punter standing at his 19. Here's the snap, and they have done nothing but launch great punts. This is going to be another high punt that will be fielded. It'll go down at the... we've got flags, too.
See, I don't see them, but... Oh, there it is.
Over here at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it's kind of in an odd spot.
Waiting on a call here. Be against the Cameron Yeoman. Holding. So penalty against Cameron.
33-yard punt.
Some scores of very interesting note, Brett. Both of the other 2 in-district ball games, Troy McGregor is tied 28-28, and Rockdale Caldwell is tied 14-14. Both with about 8 minutes in the second quarter.
That's pretty interesting stuff right there. You got to be surprised by McGregor. That has been a team that I think really was an afterthought by most prognosticators to start the year, but you get the upset of Rockdale, and then everybody takes notice.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't think anybody thought they were going to finish higher than maybe 6th or so out of the district, and they're right there fighting for a district title right now.
So the Yeoman backed up after the penalty. It'll be Yo Football from their own 27-yard line. Actually, make that the 28, excuse me. So 1st and 10 for Cameron. 5:50 to go before halftime. Twins to each side here for Zider. One man in the backfield. That's to his right, and that's who's going to get the football, trying to work his way up the left side, but nothing doing here. Got a yard, maybe a yard.
And, they've kind of got us played man-to-man. Looks like almost a it looks like almost they're manned up against our 4 wide receivers with a 2 deep safety over the top after being burned a couple plays already by spikes of speed. So the run should open up again here.
Again with Twins, clock is continuing to run. Inside 5:20 to go before halftime. Ziner from the near hash mark. Was going to hand off instead, keeps it, up the middle he goes, holds on to the football, and he's got a nice gain, got about 7-8 yards up to the 35-yard line.
Nice little keeper on the zone read by Zeinert. Waited, he really rode the ball into Keyshawn's stomach as long as he could there, and at the last second, whenever the Academy defenders are about to pounce on him, he pulled it and went straight up the gut for the nice little gain there to set us up for a makeable third down.
Clock still running inside 4:45. 3rd and 2 for Cameron from their own 35-yard line. The receivers to the left side. Lots of space to the right, but it's a handoff. And looking for some running room, trying to fight his way through traffic. Now still fighting forward, enough for a first down across the 40, and finally will fall down at 41.
Nice job by Bonham weaving his way through some very heavy traffic right there. I'm talking, that looked like the 610 freeway in California at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. How he was able to really make that yardage, I'm not sure.
Patience by Bonham on that play is incredible. 3 receivers are going to be lined up here to the short side of the field as the Yeomen set up at the near hash mark. 4:11 on the clock. 1st and 10 after the Centex Auto first down. Ziner looking to throw to that near side. Now steps up in the pocket, takes off running. Going to elude the grasp of a man chasing him from behind, and now he's going to pick up about 10 yards on the carry before he's finally wrapped up and corralled near the first down marker.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be just a yard short there. We had one receiver down there, Zachorian Spikes, I think it was the receiver that was in the area to block 2 men, and Zachorian just couldn't block 2 guys, and so unfortunately weren't quite able to make the first down, but a heck of a nice little job by Zane there when the pocket broke down.
Only other thing you can ask is, hey, slide next time, son.
Either that or forward and get the first down. One of the two.
2nd and 1, 3:27 to go. 2 receivers to the left side. It's another 2-back set here for the Yeomen, and it will be a handoff. Trying to find the wide side of the field and working his way forward. He's going to break through one line, stiff arms one man, then he's going to go down and out of bounds at about the 35-yard line inside of that.
Keyshawn is having a big night here on the ground. His combination of speed and physicality is just too much for the Bees to handle right now. I know their quarterback, their normal quarterback, Jerry Cephas, I think also plays defensive end, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think we might be taking advantage of, a replacement there on the Bee defensive line.
So after the Centex Auto first down, it's 1st and 10 for Cameron from the B 33-yard line. Yeoman out in front, 21-0. Another 2-back set, another keeper here by the quarterback as Zeinert scrambles his way forward and picks up a nice gain of about 7 or 8.
I tell you, Zane is doing a really good job of riding that ball into the running back's belly right there in the pocket, and then it causes nice holes to open up in that line of scrimmage there for him to be able to get some nice little chunks of yardage there.
2nd down and 3 from the 26-yard line. 2 minutes, 45 seconds and counting down here in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. Still in that 2-back set. 2 receivers are over to the right side, but Zeinert looking to hand off here. Stetter step in the backfield, then finally will be brought down in the second line of defense.
Probably tried to go side to side a little bit too much there. Probably would have been a little better served to just kind of get a little more north and south right away.
So 3rd and short for the O offense. 3rd and 3.
With Flanagan out injured, it looks like they've brought Miraz into play that corner position over there on Spikes, which honestly is probably a better matchup for them than the Flanagan kid.
Clock coming up on 2 minutes to go before halftime. It's a 3rd and 3 here for Cameron, leading 21-0 deep in Academy territory from the 26-yard line. Twin receivers to each side, one man to the left of Zeinert. Taking his time, surveying the field. Now checking the sideline. He almost got some coaches that are way out on the field.
That's nothing, Brett. He's only like halfway to the numbers. The guy I worked with was at least to the numbers, if not the top of the numbers. Looks like we're going to let the play clock run down and call a timeout here.
that is what happens. Yeoman take a timeout here. We're going to take one with them. Yeoman are leading in this one, 21-0. 1:34 to go before halftime. This is Yo Football on 105 on the Ranch.
Tadio's Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces offers the best selection on name brand furniture like Lazy Boy recliners, sofas and love seats, Simmons mattresses, Mohawk and Shaw flooring, and Fireplace Extraordinaire fireplaces. If you haven't been to Tadio's lately, visit their showroom on Highway 77, 1 mile north of Cameron. New inventory arriving daily. Tadio's, your best choice for furniture and flooring in Milam County. Tadio's Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces. Proud to support Yeoman Athletics, so winning tradition.
Out of the timeout, 1:34 to go before halftime. Yeoman leading 21-0 and on the move, facing 3rd and 3. They'll have it from the Academy 26-yard line. Single receiver to the right side, 2 to the left. They've got the up back in and a tailback to the right of Zeinert. And it's going to be a handoff, but he is immediately met in the backfield, and he might have lost a yard or two.
Yeah, I think they brought an extra guy there. We didn't have enough guys to block him up the middle there, shutting us down on 3rd down.
So 4th and 5 is the situation for Cameron here.
Interesting that Academy calls a timeout right there. If I'm Academy, honestly, I'm going to let that clock run down. I'm going to try to get in the locker room, regroup, and come back. I'm not going to give us, time to set up a good play right here on 4th and 6 or whatever it is.
You're expecting the offense to go
deep in their end of the field. I guess they think that they can get the ball back and get some points on the board right here. But man, if I'm them, I'm just going to try to stop us on 4th down and get out of the half.
So on 4th and 6, ball's at the 29-yard line of Academy. And a big 4th down right here. After the timeout by Academy, both teams have 2 timeouts left apiece. There's 1 minute, 23 seconds to go before halftime. And the Yeoman lining up as though they'll go for it here. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 man to the right. They've got 1 tailback. That's to Zeinert's left. Zane surveys the field, looks to throw. Back in the pocket now. And he's going to toss one over to the right, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, incomplete, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
And he had Kaysen Goolsby there on the sideline. Pass might have been a tad high, Brett, but man, definitely a catchable ball. That's one that Kaysen's got to make right there.
And to an open receiver. 1:18 to go before halftime now. It's going to be Academy's football. Their lead, Yeoman is leading 21-0 here. With Academy with one last shot to put points on the board before the half.
And you got to think that they're definitely going to put the ball in the air here. I mean, that's what they do. That's why they called the timeout. So
they all would have had 1 interception here tonight. We've seen a couple of times where a receiver has gotten behind the defense but not been able to connect, and instead it's going to be a handoff and corralled in the backfield and a huge loss on a run play.
Yeah, they just really had no way to block Eduardo Gill on that play. Xavier LeBlanc, different running back coming in for the Bees there.
Lost 4 on the carry, and then the Yeoman take a timeout. So just 1 remaining. Of course, Cameron out in front, 21-0, a 2nd down, and a 14 coming up for the Bees. 1:08 on the clock.
Got to think, they're going to put the ball in the air here. So if you can intercept it, you can knock it down. Again, you're preserving a lot more clock, and you got a chance to get another score before the half.
From the 25-yard line, 2nd and 14 for the Bees. They're ready to go. Defense still chatting with coaching staff. Whistles beckoning them back to the field.
Looks like the official is trying to put a little bit of time back on the clock.
He asked for 10 on the clock. So I assume that's supposed to be 1:10.
1:10, yeah. 2 more seconds. It was at 1:08, so
1:10 on the clock instead. 2nd and 14 for the Bees. From the 25-yard line, that's their own 25. Yeoman out in front, 21-0, just a minute or so before halftime. It's going to be a Three wide receivers set to the right side for Miraz, and he's looking that way and fires towards the middle of the field. That ball's going to be caught across midfield, and he will go down at the 45 of Cameron. Actually, they're going to mark him further than that to about the 42-yard line.
As Darian Franklin on the seam pattern there, trying to be covered by Armando Reyes, one of our linebackers, and Goolsby at free safety just couldn't quite get there.
And now with a hurry up and looking to fire towards the end zone. That's going to be just shy of that. Caught at the 5-yard line. Flags come in. Actually, that ball was intercepted by the Yeoman, I think.
Yeah, that's Pharrell Hemphill had great position there and just went up and made sure that McWilliams couldn't get the ball, that he was going to be the only guy that got it, and then McWilliams just kind of wrapped him up and drove him into the end zone. So we get forward progress, our ball at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it was hard to tell over there who came up with that. There was a struggle for the football, looked like, after he did come up with it, but the Yeoman able to pick that one off. That is their second interception of the night. Third turnover committed by Academy. It gives the Yeoman the football inside their own 5-yard line.
Tough spot right here. You got to think we probably got to put the ball on the ground, try to get a little bit more breathing room, get out of the shadow of the end zone, especially since the Bees still have 2 timeouts. And I tell you, a draw play could be deadly right here.
50.6 seconds is all that is left here in this half. Less than a minute. Yeoman out in front, 21-0 with their ball at their own 4-yard line. Coming out first and 10 after the turnover. Single receivers to each side. Academy comes with a blitz. It's a handoff. Right up the middle he goes, up towards the 10-yard line to about the 9. Johnson with a 5-yard carry.
And now with the space that we've got here, Brett, and the time that's on the clock, I might be tempted to see if Spikes can get one more over the top.
Well, the Yeoman running a lot of clock here. Coming up on about 20 seconds left here in this half. Inside of that now, coming up on 15 seconds on a 2nd and 5. And it's just another handoff here up the middle as the tailback continues to fight forward. Picks up about 3 tough yards there. That should be the final play of the first half. Yeoman will go into halftime, leading 21-0 over the Little River Academy Bumblebees. You're listening to Yo Football on 105 on the Ranch. Your Germania halftime report is next.
This is the Germania Insurance Halftime Report, live from the stadium, brought to you by Lisa Roden, your Germania insurance agent in Cameron.
To our Germania halftime report here this evening. Yeoman are out in front 21-0. And, one of the things that we've been talking about all week, all day today, physicality. And I really feel like, from what we've seen here in the first half, Yeoman have kind of taken that and run with it.
Yeah, no doubt at all, Brett. I think, we talked about physicality in the pregame show, and you kind of, alluded to that. And I kind of said, that I felt like we needed to get the ball to our playmakers in space. And I feel like we've kind of done both of those things. Yeah. We've established a pretty dominant run with Keyshawn Johnson just kind of being a bruiser at the running back position. And then we've also gotten it to Spikes deep, twice, and we've got it to Hemphill in space across the middle. And so, it's kind of been a combination of both of those things. It's almost a best of both worlds,
Yeah, it is. And I think, one of the things that we've talked about, too, is that everything starts in the trenches. And Zidert has had a clean pocket. He's had time to throw. They've had huge holes to run through. I mean, the running game has come through tremendously here tonight.
Yeah, the offensive line's done an outstanding job of handling the defensive pressure up front by the Bees. The Bee defensive line, man, they got some good-looking kids on the defensive line, Brett. Big, strong kids. That Tanner Rambo kid, man, he's a beast. And so the fact that we've been able to keep them at bay is, I think, huge. And you're right, we've done a good job for the most part of protecting the pocket. But when the pocket has broken down, it's broken down in a way that it's created a running lane and a gap for Zane to be able to shoot out through and still be able to take a play that's, doomed and get some nice positive yardage out of it.
It looks like we're going to see the Yo Band here first tonight. They are already getting ready for their performance, and this should be interesting as they've got all the uniforms and everything ready to go. So it doesn't feel like, I mean, we're 7 weeks in, but it doesn't feel like we've seen the whole band really perform a whole lot.
Yeah, I think we've seen the whole band perform once, and they weren't allowed to start any of their drill for their show until September 8th, which, we had been in school for, almost 4 weeks or so by then, and had played a couple of ball games even before then, before they were allowed to even start their drills. So, our road games were only taking half the band, and so you can't march your show with just half the band because all the empty gaps and open spaces and everything. And so I think we've played one home game since September 8th, really, where our band has had a chance to put some of their show in. And so nice treat tonight to be able to see the whole band here at home and be able to run more of their show. I don't think they've got the whole show in yet, but still nice to be able to see the majority of it here tonight.
All right, let's get a chance to listen to this. Your presentation of the Yo High School Band, by the way, is brought to you by Ideal Poultry in Cameron, always a big supporter of the Yo Band athletics and academics. Let's get to the band.
The Yo Band will be performing its 2020 marching production, Carry On. Arranged by John Fannin. Soloists for tonight's performance are Alondra Sanchez, Tyler Martin, and Stephanie Sanchez.
presented here on the Germania Halftime Report by Ideal Poultry, always a proud supporter of the O Band, as well as athletics and academics. Always, of course, happy to bring you There's your boy Kyle Deal right there, bringing you that information. That is the Yo High School Band. Good stuff right there from them. Yeoman out in front, 21-0. We'll come back and talk about that in a moment. Let's take our first break here on the Germania Halftime Report. When we come back, we'll break down what we saw in the first half and get some stats from Josh Pratt.
It's a trust as true as Texas, a friend with a helping hand. When you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Is your insurance company taking too big a bite out of your apple? When you're shopping for property insurance, think about coverage, service, and price. Make sure you're getting the most for your money. When you compare apples to apples, you'll see that Germania Insurance delivers outstanding value, competitive rates, flexible payment options, and discounts. Plus, Germania offers 24/7 customer claim service. Trusted by Texans since 1896. Don't give up service or sacrifice coverage. Compare apples to apples. Then choose the outstanding value offered by Germania Insurance.
So when you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Call 697-4683 for Sharon Ruback, representative of Ruback Insurance and Germania Farm Mutual Companies.
Here on the Germania Halftime Report, Yeoman are out in front, 21-0, as we continue to break down what we saw here the first half. Before we got to the Yo Band, we kind of teased that physicality was kind of like a theme this week. Tommy Brashear talked about it on the coaches show this morning. We talked about it in Countdown to Kickoff. We talked about it in the pregame show today. The team wanted to be physical when they came out, is what Tommy said, and I feel like they've had that mentality since kickoff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, normally when you think about, being physical as a football team, you're normally talking about the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. But we've just kind of come out with a smash-mouth attitude on the offensive side of the ball tonight and said, we're going to line up and run you over, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's been a pleasant surprise to see the Yeoman after last week really being dominated in the trenches. They've kind of controlled things from the line of scrimmage standpoint from both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and you're right. We had a lot of difficulty last week on the offensive and defensive lines. We didn't get much pressure for most of the ball game defensively, and we had a lot of trouble protecting the quarterback and didn't open up any holes at all for the running backs. But man, tonight we've really dominated both sides of the line of scrimmage.
And if you want to be physical, one way to do it. It starts in the trenches, and it just feels like it's one of those things that permeates throughout the rest of the team from there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it sets the tone for the rest of the play. If you're up there, knocking heads on the line of scrimmage, it gets everybody else that much more fired up and that much more amped up to be more physical themselves.
The other thing we've seen is that Cameron has really taken advantage of the turnover margin after losing it a week ago. I want to say it was 4-1, I think. Cameron has flipped the script this week anyway. 3 turnovers by Academy. They've got 1 that they have committed, but taking advantage with the turnovers is always key, and they've got a couple of interceptions that have really helped out.
Yeah, and part of it, the reason why that we've been able to win that turnover battle again is that physicality. We plastered a receiver and caused him to fumble the ball. Now we didn't get that one, but Farrell was being physical with their wide receiver and just kind of posted the guy up and blocked him out, using some basketball terminology there, where he was the only guy that could make the play on the ball, and Brazil did a great job of breaking on that one interception, breaking on the ball, and that interception he had as well, and just being again more physical than they are all over the field.
The other key that you've got to take away from this game so far here tonight is, we talked about this in the pregame show, what happened here tonight had a chance to determine what I was going with that is how Cameron responds tonight would really set the tone for the rest of the season. And Cameron has come out and answered that bell 100% here in the first half.
And I kind of said that that, to me it would be a defining game for the season if this was a game that we lost, I don't think that's going to happen now, up 21-0. We're going to get the ball here to start the second half. Obviously it could, there's got a half of a ball game to go. But again, when I look at the schedule at the beginning of the year, I circle this as a game that we, quote unquote, should win. And so I don't know if this necessarily sets the tone for the rest of the season by winning the ball game tonight, if we just win the ball game tonight. But I do believe by the way that we have performed in this ball game that could be a tone setter for the rest of the ball game. Or the rest of the season, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess where I was going with that was that, as poorly as Cameron played a week ago, you had two options coming into this game here tonight. One, you can come in, feel bad about what happened last week, and fold it for the rest of the season. Two, you can say, you know what, that wasn't us. Let's springboard forward and use this as a huge, a change of tone for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and to kind of equate it to some baseball type stuff there. Good. They say good hitters. Good, especially good power hitters. You better have a short memory. Forget about the last at bat. Forget about the last swing. That strike that you missed. Come out swinging and take a rip and rip the buttons off your shirt. And that's the way we've played here tonight. And so it's been definitely pleasant to see.
The other thing I feel like I've noticed too is that the play calling feels or seems to be maybe more aggressive, or does that stem from the line play that we've seen?
I didn't even really think about it, but you're right. I feel like maybe we're using a little more tempo with our play calling tonight. So maybe we're a little more decisive on exactly what we want to do. And I don't know if that's, by design. I don't know if that's just, the way things are happening to fall out tonight. I don't know if maybe we, cut down the playbook tonight where, we don't even have as many choices to consider, But, yeah, the tempo and all it has definitely been good tonight.
All right, well, let's get some numbers to put everything that we're talking about in perspective here. Your halftime stats tonight brought to you by A&R Cattle Company in Burlington. Josh Pratt, take it away, buddy.
All right, yes, you guys were talking about the dominance from the Yeomen there in that first half, and it definitely reflects in the stats. The Yeomen almost tripling Academy in total yards there. The Bees with just 3 first downs, total yards just 95. Colin Mraz, 6 of 14 passing with 49 yards and 2 interceptions. On the receiving end, Darian Franklin there right before the half with the big catch, 1 for 32. Scout Brazil has 3 catches for 16 yards. On the ground, Academy has ran the ball 9 times for 46 yards. Colin Mraz, 2 carries for 23 yards. Darian Franklin, 2 carries for 11 yards. Jalen McWilliams, 1 for 8. And Trenton Flanagan, 2 carries for 8 yards. For the Yeomen, 11 first downs in the first half, 283 total yards. Zane Zonnert, pretty efficient, 4 of 6 passing for 86 yards and 3 scores. On the ground, let me get to receiving first here. Zachorian Spikes, 2 catches for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns. And for Hemphill, 1 catch for 17 yards and a score. And on the ground, the Yeomen have ran the ball 26 times for 197 yards. Fabian Bynum, 8 carries for 78 yards. Keyshawn Johnson, 11 carries for 74 yards. And Zane Zeinert, 7 carries for 45 yards.
Running game has been strong.
Yeah, I mean, the stats tell a whole lot about this ball game. They how many total yards did you say they have offensively, Josh?
95 for them.
95, and they picked up 30 something of it on that one long pass there. So basically outside of one play, we limited them to about 60 yards in the first half. In the ball game, while amassing 280 ourselves. And while we got some nice pass plays in there that picked up some big yardage. Obviously it's been a ground and pound ball game, and we really asserted ourselves with the ball, the running game tonight, and definitely nice to see. Here in Cameron, we've won lots of different games a lot of different ways. We've had years where we put the ball in the air a lot, and we've had some phenomenal running backs here that have just been exciting to watch. But tonight we're definitely employing the ground and pound for sure.
Yeah, and let's talk about the defense again for just a moment. I feel like we've talked a lot about line play, especially on the offensive side, but defensively you've got to be real pleased too, because it doesn't feel like Miraz has been, the quarterback for Academy, has been even comfortable in the pocket.
No, he's really kind of been running for his life back there, and he's a really good athlete, Brett, and so he's been able to make some things happen with his feet, but he definitely has had zero opportunity to get comfortable back there, to deliver ball to the receivers downfield and that sort of thing, and the running backs too. They have not been able to get their engines going at all, because pretty much by the time they're taking the handoff, there's somebody there laying hands on them.
Well, as we continue on here, the halftime report brought to you here by Germania. It's 21-0. The Yeomen are out in front. All the scoring came in the second quarter. Felt like first quarter, sort of like feeling each other out. Yeomen put together a strong second drive, but ended up having a turnover that stalled that drive. But for the most part, after that first drive, it felt like Cameron figured out what they wanted to do pretty quick.
Yeah, and I think part of that, too, was the fact that, they got the ball to start the game, and we went with the angle kick, and so they started about the 40-yard line. Well, and their punting game is outstanding.
Yeah.
And so our starting field position all night long, outside of when we've created turnovers, really hasn't been very good at all. And so I think that's part of it. We were when you're backed up against your own goal line a little bit there, sometimes it gets you have to shorten the playbook a little bit, and you're not able to kind of open up your offense as much as you can when you get out into the middle of the field a little bit more. And so I think that's had a little bit of an effect on the ball game there.
And I don't want to, and I know Cameron has played fairly dominant here tonight. I want to take away from that, but Academy has had some chances. I mean, we've seen some passes that have been through the fingertips. We've seen some passes that have been almost caught, but haven't really seen that one huge. I mean, it's not like they're just they've run away with anything.
Yeah, but I'll say, even though they've dropped some balls and things like that, that I do feel like that. The reason why was because of some of the pressure that we've put on them. It's not like they've just had, wide open drops. We had the one young man that had the wide open drop on fourth down that would have extended our series there, that cost us on that series. But they really haven't had just, what I would call drops or anything like that. And it's been
contested, but
it's been the fact that our defense in the secondary has made some nice plays on the ball as well.
Yeah, you got to be happy with the defensive effort here tonight. Got about 5 minutes or so. Let's take our final break here on the Germania halftime report. We'll come back on the other side, and we'll get to some scores. What do you say?
Sounds good.
All right, we're back in a moment.
It's a trust as true as Texas, a friend with a helping hand when you want to ensure the good things in life. Trust Germania.
Are you comparing apples to apples on your insurance coverage?
Apples to apples?
Yeah, like making sure you have a great rate and outstanding coverage.
My company says they have the lowest rates, but I'm not sure about coverage.
How about service? When you're shopping for property insurance, do you compare coverage, service, and price to make sure you're getting the most for your money?
I never thought to ask.
Well, Germania Insurance has been insuring Texans for over 100 years.
I do need to do some comparing.
Just make sure you're comparing apples to apples with the right coverage and outstanding rates for property, auto, and your family.
So when you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Call 697-4683 for Sharon Ruback, representative of Ruback Insurance and Germania Farm Mutual Companies.
All right, let's get back to the Germania halftime report as we get ready to bring you some scores here before we get to the second half. About 4 minutes or so until the end of halftime, and trying to get some scores. I know, Kenny, you got something?
Yeah, the ones of major note for sure are you got Troy leading McGregor by 1 at the half, 35-34.
Already, wow!
And then you got Rockdale over Caldwell right now, 34-20 at the half. So
high score.
Yeah, so a lot of points being scored in that ball game. Some other games of note in the area. Got Temple, who's been pretty dominant so far this season, had some outstanding wins. They opened their home opener tonight, and they're down 40-15 in the third quarter already.
Wow.
Belton trails Lee 19-0. Iola is over Bartlett in the third quarter, almost into the third quarter already, 36-6. Granger leads Milano from just down the road here, 30-7. Buchholz, our neighbors just to the, I guess that's the west, is up 28-14. Brock, a team that we've seen in the playoffs, is up 22-7 over Whitesboro. Lexington, who's kind of been up and down, they're up 42-7 at the half over Riesel. You got Holland is up 35-6 over Moody at the half. Coach Rhodes over in Gregory Portland, down in Gregory Portland, is up 23-14 over Corpus Christi Carroll at the half. Liberty Hill, the machine, is over there rocking and rolling 55-0 over Austin Crockett. That's not even fair. China Spring up 38-13 over Gatesville. Gatesville continues to struggle a little bit. West, who I think Academy might have played, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember for sure. Up 7-0 over Whitney. La Vega, who will play anybody, is up 14-3 over Stephenville. And then the one other one I wanted to make sure, or a couple of those, Thorndale up 6-0 over Rosebud Lott at the half. And Rogers up 27-17 at the half over Franklin.
All right, we got the second half coming up. Thanks for the scores, Kenny. We'll close out the Germania halftime report. Your second half kickoff's coming up in a moment.
The Germania Insurance Halftime Report. Game nights on KMIL during Cameron Yo football. The second half of tonight's game is next.
All right, welcome back here as we get ready for our second half tonight. Yeoman out in front, 21-0 in this ball game. Our second half coming up as we will have our second half kickoff shortly. Third quarter, though, tonight is brought to you by Echo in Texas. And that is open Thursdays through Saturday over at the Arlen's parking lot so that you can get top-notch barbecue. It's, in fact, the best here in Cameron, for sure.
Man, and we've got some of it up here in the press box tonight, and it is outstanding, Brett.
Yeah, that is the good stuff. And if you haven't been over to try what the Galvans are over there cooking up, then you are missing out, first of all. Maybe some of the best food here in town, too.
I was saying, it's not just barbecue either. I mean, they've got the baked potato that they've got. Oh, buddy, it is phenomenal.
They got some pretty interesting sandwich combinations, too, if you've not had a chance to get some of those with a barbecue sandwich with macaroni and cheese on it, dude, and queso. Oh, man.
Yeah, cheese makes everything better.
Cheese makes everything better.
Yeah, I would put cheese on cheese.
I mean, yeah, that's actually a pretty good plan, actually. All right, let's see. We need to draw a name. Of course, if the Yeomen score a touchdown in the third quarter, we give away a 3B plate to Echo in Texas, who we've just been expounding on. First name that we're going to draw is going to be Crystal Ayers. So Crystal Ayers, if the Yeomen score a touchdown in this quarter, we'll give away the 3B plate to Echo in Texas. Then we'll draw another name. It's how it works. It's the touchdown quarter here in the third quarter, which is coming up. And right now, we're going to have our second half kickoff here tonight, brought to you by Little River Event Center. Just a beautiful venue just outside of Cameron. Pretty cool stuff. Meanwhile, here's your second half kickoff. That's going to be a short kick. Takes a bounce at the 33. Now fielded on the run and up across the 30-yard line. Down the sideline he goes. There's the 40. Midfield, 51 man in front of him. He's going to step out of bounds near midfield.
Great job by Zakorian of picking that ball up on the bounce there and getting to the edge and turning it up and just using his athleticism and his speed right there to get all he could get. They kind of corralled around the sideline there, and he almost cut it back on him.
Yeah, it's world-class speed on display right there from Zachorian Spikes. Gets all the way to the 49-yard line. Yeoman, of course, had elected to defer after winning the toss, so they get the football first here in the second half. So 11:53 to go, and it is going to be Yo football here, leading 21-0. First and 10. It's going to be a handoff coming around the left side, trying to bounce around. Now cuts back to the middle and then finds a wall of defenders and goes down after a 4-yard gain.
And running Bynum behind Keyshawn Johnson at the sniffer back position there with big Colby Arney and Garfield England over here on this left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. Again, something that the Yo coaches think that they've found they really like, it appears.
Inside 11.5 minutes to go here in the Echo and Texas third quarter. Second down and 6 for the Yeoman. Now on the Academy side of the football field from the 47-yard line. Twin receivers over to the right side. A sniffer back and a tailback to the left of Zider, but he's going to make a quick throw over to his right. That ball's caught and now making one move. Waits one man, missed man, another one. Then he's finally going to be dragged down across the 30-yard line.
Oh, man, I tell you what, that's an outstanding play there by the little freshman Kason Goolsby. And I think who did he elude there? That's was that number 5 Scout Brazil that was trying to make the tackle there? He just kind of made him look funny. And then luckily for the Bees, Kason got kind of lassoed from behind.
A Centex Auto first down for the Yeoman on the move now from the B29-yard line. Moving from right to left on the radio dial. Twin receivers off to the left side, one to the right. Zeinert at the quarterback, and he is going to keep this one. Trying to find a blocker in front around the left side, but slowed down after no gain.
And nothing ever really developed right there. The B defensive line kind of stiffened up and didn't allow us to get anything going there, so had to be second and 10 here.
Inside of 10.5 minutes to go here in this Echo and Texas third quarter. Second down and 10 here for the offense. Cameron goes back to a twin back set. One to either side of Zeinert. He's got two receivers to his right. Hands the ball off. Around the left side. Got a lead blocker. Trying to find the edge. He's going to find it. Up across the 20-yard line. Spins around. And now he's going to move the pile almost to the 10-yard line.
Man, I tell you, for a big back like Keyshawn is, to be able to kind of put his foot in the grass and make that cut after trying to fight outside right there, that's a big-time move by that young man.
So a first and 10, another Centex Auto first down also is going to put Cameron into the Bling Box Boutique Red Zone. That's the Bling Box Boutique, 111 North Central, downtown Cameron. Check out their Facebook for all the wonderful deals they like to have on. Meanwhile, for the Yeoman, first and 10, another handoff here after a botched snap, and this one blown up in the backfield.
I tell you, we definitely have averted some disaster there. However, we had low snap that Zane had to reach down and get, and then our backs were confused. They both thought they were getting the ball crossing the quarterback's face and kind of ran into each other. So we're lucky that we didn't have a couple of snafus there.
Well, loss of 3 on the play. It'll be second and 13. Clock running inside of 9:20 to go in the Echo and Texas third quarter. Twin back set again here for Cameron from the 15-yard line in the Blink Box Boutique Red Zone. Handoff around the left side, dances through, escapes the tackle there, but finally will be corralled by a host of defenders inside the 10-yard line to about the 7.
Yeah, we handed to Bynum that time, trailing Johnson. Johnson was trying to lead him around the end, and Bynum thought he saw a hole there, and so he just darted up in it. It closed down pretty quickly, but I tell you, he still was darting around in there and picking up yards.
Got a nice gain, actually, of about almost 10. At about 9, I think, so it makes it a 3rd and 5. So on third down, twin receivers to each side for Zeinert. 8.5 to go here in the third quarter as Zeinert looks to throw. Looking to his right, now scrambling to his right, steps up in the pocket, now rolls to his left, running that direction, lets one go on the run, and that ball is going to be tipped and incomplete.
Oh, man, and he had, Zachorian had broke free in the corner of the end zone. It was a tough play, Zane, there rolling to his left, trying to throw the ball kind of across his body.
So it brings up 4th down and 5 for the offense. I believe the field goal unit has come on here.
Yeah, it looks like Jesse Martinez is going to come in, kick the field goal here. Just, what is it, about 7-8 yards further than an extra point would be.
So it's going to be a field goal try with 8:21 to go. Will be spotted at about the 14-yard line is where he'll kick it from. So a 24-yard field goal. There's the kick. That is up, and it's through. A 3-point field goal is tacked on to make it 24-0. 8:17 to go here in our third quarter. Brought to you by Etcho in Texas. The Yeomen are out in front, leading 24-0 on the Bees. This is Yo Football on 105 on the Ranch.
You know the problem. More stuff than storage. Lone Star Structures has you covered. Lone Star Structures' skilled craftsmen have been building top-notch sheds since 1997. Design your own with their brand-new shed builder at LoneStarStructures.com or browse their available inventory for quick delivery. Lone Star Structures, Midway Drive exit in Temple or Highway 77 in Rosebud Lot. Call 800-551-4807. Lone Star Structures. Buy local. Buy from folks you trust.
Welcome back here in our Etcho in Texas third quarter, and a new score, 24-0. Cameron Yo out in front of Little River Academy here tonight, as the Yeomen coming in 1-1 in district play and looking to improve above 500. Let's get to your Don's Painted Body scoring drive. 8 plays, 44 yards, ends in a 24-yard field goal by Jesse Martinez. That's your Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's Don's Painted Body across from Brookshire Brothers over on West 4th here in Cameron. So 24-0 is the score. 8:17 on the clock. Cameron will kick here to Academy. That's going to be a medium-range kick. Fielded at the 21-yard line and fakes a handoff on a reverse. Now up across the 30-yard line, the 35, the 40. He's got one blocker in front. Now makes a move. Hops over one man across the 45 to the 40 of Cameron before he's drugged down from behind.
Nice job by Goolsby, never giving up on that play right there. That's the thing that McWilliams can do, is if he gets rolling, he's pretty good. So
huge return by the Bees. And with 8:05 on the clock, they'll have it in Yo territory to start here in the second half. Cameron out in front, 24-0. But Academy with nice field position. Bees moving from left to right on the radio dial. They'll come out with 3 receivers to the right side, one man alone to the left. Miraz looking to throw. It's going to be a short one that's going to be dumped off onto his safety blanket. He's going to catch that at about what would have been, I guess, about the line of scrimmage, and he's going to pick up maybe half a yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
And Academy's still trying to get the ball to their playmaker, Jalen Williams, but I tell you, Randy Flores did a great job right there of just kind of slow playing the play, letting him catch it, making him try to make a move, and allowing him to get plenty of help there so that he could get the big receiver down on the ground.
Did mark him for no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Bees here from the Yo 38-yard line. 2-back set this time for the Bees. And Miraz looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to take off around down the sideline. And before he is going to be tripped up. And he's only going to end up with a short gain. A nice game-saving tackle there.
Nice job by the middle linebacker, Colton Barlow, there of not running off on the play and just kind of mirroring Miraz in the backfield and getting him on the ground there with a minimal gain.
3rd down and 7 for the Bees from the 35-yard line of Cameron. Inside of 7 minutes to go left in this quarter. Cameron out in front, 24-0. Big 3rd down here in the second half. 3 receivers off to the left side. 1 man to the right for the Bees. And Miraz looking to throw. Up in the pocket he goes. Now he's being chased, and he's going to break out of a sack here, but finally goes down, drops the football. Yeoman going to jump on top of it. Turnover goes to the Yeoman.
I tell you, just the Bees might be bees, but we were the ones swarming on defense for that time right there. Our linebackers did a great job of kind of wrapping him up, and Miraz tried to escape, and when he did, he probably would have been better served just going down, because allowed us to get another hand in there and rip the ball out and fall on it to just squash the Bees' offensive series there.
Okay, I feel like you've been planning that this whole week.
I have not read that. Just came to me right that second, I promise you.
6.5 to go here in the Etcho in Texas third quarter. The turnover puts the Yeomen back on the field on offense. 10 from their own 41-yard line, leading 24-0. A twin receiver set to each side for Zeinert, looking to throw. And now he's going to pump fake. Now steps up in the pocket. He's going to dump this one off. That is going to be Hemphill, and he's going to go out of bounds. And that'll be About a medium-length gain, about 7 yards on the catch.
Yeah, about 7.5, 8 yards there. Nice job by Zane when the pocket broke down of keeping his head up and staying poised there. And great job by the Yo receivers there. He had a couple of them that had done a great job of kind of sitting down in some of those open spots in the zone, and so he actually had a couple of choices there.
2nd down and 3 now for the Yo offense, nearing midfield from their own 48-yard line. Clock at 6:23 after the pass went out of bounds, and it's another twin receiver set to each side for Zeinert. He's looking to throw yet again, but he is going to be caught from behind. Ball comes out, ball still loose, and the Academy Bumblebees jump on top of it. Although the Yeomen actually, I think, ended up with a football.
I thought for sure they sacked. Zane got hit from his blind side there. He never saw the guy coming, and so he fumbled the ball there. But I thought for sure that they jumped on it. But, man, I think it was it Gill or somebody that rolled out of there with the ball, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, the Yeoman ended up with a football, but I sure look like the Bees were the ones that jumped on it. There is a flag, too, on the play, by the way.
If they're asking their coach what he wants to do here, we must have retained possession, because otherwise they would just have called a decline. Well, they did call a decline. They're going to take the results of the play, the loss of 10, 12 yards there. But, man, I tell you, the Yeomen are really lucky to retain possession there.
So somehow, Cameron ends up retaining possession. That was a crazy turn of events. It sure didn't look like it, but that's what happens. So it'll be 3rd down and 14 for Cameron here from their own 37-yard line after the near fumble. 3 receivers off to the right side now for Zeinert. He's going to hand off around the left side on a kind of a counter. Disarms a man and then goes out of bounds after a nice gain. Picked up about 10 yards, and now we've got a ton of flags. We've got an old shoving match down here.
Yeah, nice little draw play there by Keyshawn Johnson to pick up about 10 yards. Unfortunately, it was 3rd and 15, so we're going to be 4th and 5 here. But looked like
that was Jalen McWilliams for Academy that was involved in that, and that's one of their top players.
Yeah, he just totally kind of lost his cool over here on our sideline and just started kind of just shoving our receiver in the face there.
Well, there was a huge flag. It will be against Academy.
I don't think that was. I think that was against Zakorian Spikes there, and Zakorian did a great job of keeping his composure and not retaliating right there when McWilliams just kind of lost it and went after him.
That's one of the things you want, though, out of one of your seniors and senior leaders. So it's a huge penalty against the Academy Bees after some extracurricular shenanigans. And so with that, it puts the Yeomen well into B territory from the Academy 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cameron. So a reprieve here. Now with 3 receivers off to the right side. One to the left. Zeinert looking to throw. He's going to go to that left side. That's going to be singled out, and he's going to overthrow him here.
And I was about to say before the play, Brad, about time for us to try to go deep over the top again. But I thought, I'm not going to jinx it. And we did, but we just overthrew Hemphill by about a yard or 2 there.
5:46 to go here in the Etchuan, Texas 3rd quarter. Yeomen leading 24-0. 2nd and 10 now for the offense here. From the B 39-yard line. On 2nd down, 3 receivers to the right side for Zeinert. Got 1 tailback lined up to his left. Zeinert looking to his right. It's going to be a dump pass out there on that screen. Spins out on the first tackle, spins out of another. Now he's going to be on the move down across the 30-yard line and then finally shoved out of bounds. And it's going to be another Centex Auto first down inside the 30 to the 26.
I tell you, that young man is just a freshman. That's Kason Goolsby on that catch and run there. Some very nifty running moves, much like some receivers that, Yeoman fans have seen here in the past out of guys like Aaron Sims and Sakori Smith that, were really good receivers as well.
After going out of bounds and getting the Centex Auto first down, 5:37 on the clock is where it stopped from the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Yeomen. And they go to the 2-back set here. This play going to be nearly broken up in the backfield. In fact, it will still be. Broke out of that first tackle. And now you got some shoving after the play again. But broke out of the first tackle, but couldn't get out of the second one. I think he lost about a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, one thing that we're doing that does concern me a little bit, Brett, is it's almost evident when we're going to run the ball versus pass the ball right now, because our running back is kind of pointing out who he's going to pick up on some passing situations, and our left tackle is kind of pointing some guys out too. I'd like to kind of see us maybe do that sometimes when we're going to run the ball too, just to kind of mix things up on the V defense.
Under 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Zyder looking to throw, quick pass out, and that's going to be a little bubble screen. He's got a lot of room to run. He's up across the 20 and into the Blink Box Boutique red zone to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's that tunnel screen out there to Spikes, and that's what one of the things I talked about in the pregame there is get the ball to guys like him out in space and just let them use their athleticism to make plays for you.
The other is Centex Auto first down, puts the Yeoman in the Blink Box Boutique red zone over at 111 North Central in downtown Cameron. The Renaults, very fine people. If you haven't had a chance to meet them or been in their store, just a ton of stuff in there. You will be just overwhelmed. But if you want Yo gear, they've got the best of it.
They do, and I'll tell you what the other thing they'll do, Brett, is if you want something custom made, just let them know what you want, and they'll make it for you.
First and 10. Low snap. Going to be a handoff anyway. Bynum looking for the right edge, and he is going to be horse-collared almost around the sideline, but picks up about 3-4 yards there.
Yeah, he kind of got, he used some rodeo terminology there. He kind of got bulldog, didn't he?
I think so. Yeoman on the move. Inside 4:21 to go here in the third quarter. Cameron out in front, 24-0. Offense can score a touchdown here in this quarter. Of course, we give away a 3-meat plate to Etcho in Texas. And again, our contestant, Crystal Ayers. We got a really long pause here for some reason.
It looks like we're going to have to call a timeout. Play clock's running down.
So that's what will happen. It's going to be a timeout taken here by the Cameron Yeoman with 4:16 on the clock. Cameron out in front, 24-0. We'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
So you're feeling out of alignment. Don't ignore the signs and think maybe they'll go away. Head straight to Just Chiropractic in Temple and see Dr. Barbara Proctor. With over 20 years experience, she'll get you adjusted and on your way with no hassles, contracts, or startup costs. Just Chiropractic is the home of the affordable adjustment, offering $20 spinal adjustments anytime. No appointments necessary and no insurance needed. It's Just Chiropractic, located at 1915 West Avenue in Mid-Temple, or call 254-791-5045.
Etcho in Texas third quarter continues here on 105.1 The Ranch. 4:16 to go in this quarter. Yeoman out in front 24-0 and driving deep in Academy territory here in the Blink Box Boutique red zone. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 from the 8-yard line. Yeoman can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. They'll come out with twins off to the left side, but Zyder looking to throw a quick dump pass towards the middle of the end zone, but that is going to be way too high and incomplete.
Yeah, Kaysen Goolsby will never be confused with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kareem would have been the guy that might have been able to have a chance to catch that one.
I would say so. So 3rd down and 7 after that play. Misfires. Cameron out in front here, 24-0. In the Blink Box Boutique red zone. 3rd down and 7 from the 8-yard line.
42 and the 3rd.
Cameron again with twins off to the left. One man alone to the right. It's a 2-back set here. Hands off around the left side on that sweep. Cuts across in front of one man, but won't escape the next. And he will go down after about a yard gain, maybe.
Yeah, nifty little cut there. I thought maybe whenever he made that cut, he was going to be able to pick up the first down at least, but not quite so there. So Yo field goal team is headed back on the field again.
So a field goal attempt.
Only a 1-yard gain.
Trying for about a 24-yarder yet again, looks like. Maybe a 25.
Yeah, this one's at a little tougher angle. It's all the way over on the left hash.
There's the snap and the kick. And that one will go through. So the field goal is good to make it a 27-0 lead. Cameron out in front in this one. 3:27 to go here in the third quarter. Have yet to give away any barbecue, but Yeoman are winning here against Academy in this district clash. This is Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
Legacy Nursing and Rehabilitation, located at 2202 North Travis in Cameron, is proud to back the Fighting Cameron Yeomen in 2020. Good luck to all Yo and Lady Yo athletes, trainers, coaches, cheerleaders, Bell Brigade, and that award-winning Yo High Band. Most people have a story to tell. Yo Nation has a legend. Legacy Nursing and Rehabilitation is proud to say,
here in this Central and Texas third quarter is another field goal tacked onto the board by the Cameron Yeomen as we get to our Don's Painted Body scoring drive. The Yeomen go 12 plays, 52 yards. And they get a 25-yard field goal out of it, and that is your Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's with more than 20 years experience. Don's Paint and Body. Give them a call, 697-2011. As the third quarter continues, have yet to give away barbecue, Kenny. We're still trying.
If anybody in this town has got a right to be angry right now, it's Crystal Ayers.
Yeah.
If I'm her, I'm hot right now.
The Yeomen are out in front presently, though, 27-0. 3:27 to go here in this third quarter. And Cameron to kick it off. It's going to be a high, short kick. Fielded at the 31. Waiting for some blockers to arrive, and then tries to bring it upfield, and he'll be shy of the 40-yard line.
Good job by Fabian Solomon on the special teams right there. That's what you like to see is those guys that are, starting linebackers and defensive players on the special teams making plays for you.
So with 3:23 to go, where are we going to start?
40-yard line.
Actually, I think it'll be at the 39, but close enough. Yeah.
It's one of those things where you say 40 plus or minus. 40-yard line plus or minus. Plus or minus.
40-ish. Yeah. From the 30 to their own 39-yard line, that's where the Academy Bees will have it. 1st and 10. 3:23 to go in this quarter. Yeoman out in front now, 27-0. Couple of field goals here in the second half. Bees with a two-back set. Quarterback Mraz fires one in the middle of the field, and that ball is caught, but he will spin into a tackle and go down after about a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, they found a little soft spot in our zone right there, but good tackling there. Not letting him pick up any more than just really what he had on the catch.
2nd down and 4 coming up. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the quarter. From the Academy 45-yard line. That'll be a handoff. Trying to bounce it around the left side. Find some nice running room. Got about 5 yards on the carry here. Enough for a 1st down for the Bees. We need to get to a McElrath Motors stat update. Brought to you by McElrath Motors in Cameron. You can call Ned or Joey, 697-4655. Let's get to some running numbers. Fabian Bynum, 11 carries, 93 yards. Keshawn Johnson, 16 for 96. That's McElrath Motors. They'll find the perfect vehicle for you. You just got to give them a call, 697-4655. Contact McElrath Motors. They got some good stuff there.
Yeah, they do, man. I'll tell you, that Chevy SS over there, I saw it today when I drove by. That is a bad machine, Brett.
1st and 10, two-back set for the Bees. Twin receivers off to the right side. The Bees moving left to right on the radio dial. It's going to be a quick pass. That's the slant caught by the tight end, and he's going to go down after an 8-yard catch.
Yeah, they caught us kind of in a bit of a stunt right there. We had Armando Reyes was lined up on the big tight end, and he was coming off a stunt, but they were going right at where Armando was coming from, and so it was one of those things where they were able to see it and get it off quickly and make the catch for the 8-yard gain.
2 minutes left in this quarter. Yeoman leading 27-0, but the Bees on the move here against this Yo defense. From the Cameron 42-yard line, 2nd down and 2. Line of gain is the 40, and he's nearly lined up offsides, but twin receivers to each side. Mraz looking to throw. Now just going to dump it off to the tailback, and he is going to work his way forward across the 40-yard line, then go out of bounds, and that's enough for a 1st down.
And, Academy's able to, they've been able to move the ball here a little bit on this drive and stuff, but, it's one of those slow and methodicals, and so at this point in the ball game, up 27-0, you don't really mind that so much.
Just a minute and a half or so to go here before the end of our touchdown quarter. A 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Bees. Two-back set. Fake a handoff. Mraz escapes one tackler, but he's not going to get out of the next one. He's going to be sacked down near the 50-yard line.
And I think that's the big nose guard, Jeremiah Bailey. in on the tackle there. Great job by him of fighting off the block and sticking with it and securing the sack there to bring up a second and real long for the Bees.
Yeah, it ought to be about a second and, what is that, 18?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Second 17, I believe, yeah.
So on second down for the Bees, they've got three receivers all lined up in a row, and they're going to try what is going to be what looks like a flea flicker. It's going to be a long pass. That ball hauled in inside the 5-yard line and into the end zone, and Academy scored a touchdown on the trick play.
Yeah, it was kind of a double pass there where they threw it out there to their wide receiver who had stepped backwards, so it made him still eligible to throw the ball. And they ran two guys deep over out the right side, and really both of them were open there. We didn't do a very good job of closing there and giving up the touchdown to the Bees, unfortunately.
So after the long 50-yard pass play for a touchdown by the Bees, it's 27-6 now, an extra point try coming up. Snap is high, but the kick is up and is plenty good, and it's now 27-7. Here at Yo Field, the Yeomen are out in front by 20 in this District 11 3A matchup between Cameron and Academy. We're back in just a moment.
Are you or a loved one in need of home health care? Wondering if you qualify for home health services? Call Standards Home Health for a free in-home consultation to evaluate your situation and to select a home health professional to care for you and your needs. And Standards Home Health is covered 100% by Medicare and accepts TRICARE, Scott & White Health Plan, and most major insurances. So don't wait. Get the care you deserve. Call Standards Home Health at 1-888-671-7007, 1-888-671-7007.
Well, back at it here in the Central and Texas third quarter, or at least what's left of it. 36.6 seconds left to go. It is a 27-7 lead now for the Cameron Yeomen. The shutout is gone. A trick play goes for 50 yards for the Bumblebees, and they score a touchdown to get on the board here late in the third quarter.
And I don't have any update in the Rockdale-Caldwell game. Last I saw, it's still 34-20 at the half. But Troy leads McGregor 49-42 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
What a shootout that's turned out to be.
Like a basketball game.
So Academy will have to kick off, and it's going to be put on the ground. It's going to be fielded off the turf at the 28-yard line. Right up the gut he goes now. Now have the ball nearly pulled out from him, but he will hang on to it. Flags come out as well, and Yeoman went down about the 44-yard line before those flags. We'll see what happens with those. A couple of them came out.
Rosebud Lots closed the gap on Thorndale. They now trail 12-7 with 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter over there.
Defensive struggle.
Yeah.
I always have a problem with that, though, defensive struggle. When the defenses are playing well, it's not a struggle.
Right. It's one of those oxymorons.
Right.
It's kind of like you drive on a freeway or drive on a parkway and you park in your driveway.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get that. Or it's like, well, even in baseball, my mom always says, well, even when you hit the ball when you get it out, you still don't get a hit.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Or
you
when
still hit it, though.
If you hit the foul pole, it's a fair ball.
Yeah.
And it's a home run.
Yeah, how does that work? I don't know. On first and 10 for the Yeomen after the penalty, and they're going to launch one deep. Going, we got a man streaking. That ball is just going to be tipped away. What a defensive play by the Bees, but we've got flags back around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, we had Hemphill had kind of broke free right there, but I'd say Jalen McWilliams made a great close on that play to knock the ball away. And that young man, I think he leads the area with 6 or 7 interceptions, so not a shock at all there. But I think one of our offensive linemen had ventured a little too far downfield on that play.
Well, it looks like a penalty against Cameron.
Academy's going to decline it and just take the down right there. They'd rather be 2nd and 10. So
after declining the penalty, 2nd down and 10, 22.7 seconds is what's left here. One receivers to the right side with a 2-back set for Zinert. He'll hand the ball off. Up the middle, cutting, trying to back to his left side, but finds nowhere to go. Picked up no yards. That may well be the final play of the Etchuan, Texas third quarter. We went 2 weeks in a row now without giving up any barbecue.
Man, I tell you, they owe us one just for not giving any away.
I think so, but I do believe that will be the final play of our third quarter. We're going to head to the fourth. It is a Yeoman lead right now, 27-7 here at Yo Field. You're listening to 105 The Ranch. We're back in a moment.
Market declines, unemployment, oil prices. Today's headlines can be scary. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor, Melanie Romine. I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of short-term events and how to be positioned for the long term. We provide the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. Stop by our office at 315 South Houston here in Cameron for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back here as we start our fourth quarter here tonight from Yo Field. Yeoman out in front, by the way, 27-7 in this one. Our fourth quarter tonight brought to you by the Yo Athletic Booster Club, sponsoring the Cameron Yeoman on and off the field. You can become a member too and join the Booster Club. Briscoe, where are they meeting this time?
They're going to meet at 7 o'clock at Bob's Steakhouse this week. We've been meeting at the Country Club, but there's another event being held out there this week, so we had to move our meeting. So be held at Bob's Steakhouse.
There you go. That's the Yo Athletic Booster Club.
Cheerleaders are throwing their footballs in the stands right here to start the fourth quarter, throwing some pink balls. That reminds me that we've got the Dig Pink event Tuesday here against Troy for the Lady O volleyball team, and the Lady O picked up a nice 3-set victory, 3-0 victory over Academy here tonight.
A 3rd and 10. That ball is caught, and then a huge hit, but what a way to hang on to that football by Bynum.
That is one of those hits right there that belongs on the NFL's greatest hits videos. Man, Bynum hung on to that ball, but let me tell you, he paid the price for that one right there. That's Scout Brazil really just laid him out. Yeah. He brought the noise on that one.
That was a huge hit, but what a phenomenal play. It ends up as a Centex Auto first down on the pass to Bynum there, and gives the Yeoman the football after what was facing a 3rd down and 10, a 1st and 10, so do set it downs, and they've got the football on the Academy side. And it's going to be a quarterback option here, but the quarterback will keep it. He'll pick up about 7 yards on a carry around the left side as the Yeoman moving from left to right on the radio dial here in this fourth quarter.
Something that I haven't really seen the Yeoman employ there much this year at all, if at all, is a little speed option play there where Zane got around to the edge there and had to make a choice whether he was going to pitch to Johnson or not, and decided to turn it up and get the 7 yards for the Yo offense there.
2nd down and 3 from the B 40-yard line. Again, Cameron moving left to right now as we've changed sides thanks to the fourth quarter starting here. There was trips off to the left side, but it's going to be a handoff. He's going to make the first man miss, and then he's going to fight his way forward. He's got more than enough for a first down across the 35-yard line to the 33.
I tell you,
that's an impressive run.
Yeah, Cooper Shackelford had him dead to rights in the backfield there, and he just kind of looked like Earl Campbell on that play right there. Just decided he was going to refuse to go down. He was going to get the first down for the Yeoman.
Chucked a couple of tacklers and just sort of, I don't know. I mean, he looked like he shot out after that. Almost like he was pushed.
Yeah, it's kind of like being spring-loaded.
It was. First down and 10 after the Centex Auto first down. The Yeoman have it at their Academy 33-yard line, leading 27-7. Low snap here, but it will be a handoff. Off the middle he goes, and he's kind of going to bowl his way for 4 yards there.
And we have had quite a few low snaps tonight, but the one thing that we haven't had a problem with in the last couple of weeks is the high snap that we were having trouble with early in the season. And so it's good to see that we've got that corrected, that we're no longer getting that high snap where it messes up your time and if the quarterback has to jump to receive the snap.
Another McElrath Motors stat update, but Fabian Bynum is now, Keyshawn Johnson is now over 100 yards with 107. Ziner now looking to throw here on 2nd down, rolling, and he's going to throw one towards the sideline, incomplete.
Yeah, and trying to get it to Dylan Aiken right there on the sideline. Dylan wasn't able to hang on, and I'm not sure he was still in bounds, even if he would have been.
When's the last time Cameron had 200-yard rushers?
And, I was thinking about that a minute ago whenever we talked about that they both had 96 and 97 yards, whatever it is. We've had some really good running backs here, but we haven't had really two of them at one time where, it's been, we might have one guy with 250 yards, but we hadn't had two guys with 100 yards in a long time that I can recall.
Inside of 10 minutes left to go in this ball game. Cameron out in front 27-7. It's a big third down here. It's 3rd and 6 for Cameron. They've got the ball at the Academy 29-yard line. Trips off to the right side, but Zeinert going to keep this one. Right up the gut he goes, up across the 20-yard line and dives in towards the 25. He'll have it at the 15 or the 16-yard line. That's a nice big run, and he pretty much went untouched the first 5 yards.
Yeah, he did. I tell you, Fabian Solomon, the inside linebacker for the Yeomen, checked in at running back for that play and did a great job as the lead blocker on basically kind of what would be a lead play out of the OI formation.
What's the All-One in the Bling Box Boutique Red Zone? You need to go check out what the Renaults are doing over there at 111 North Central in downtown Cameron. Check out their Facebook, too. They've got all kinds of specials there. Twin back set for the Yeomen from the 16-yard line. That'll be a handoff to that left side, and a couple of yards there, maybe 3, on not a whole lot of traction there.
Yeah, had a little gap there, but they know what we're doing at this point in the ball game. They've seen our that lead around the end there, and so they're stiffening up to a little bit. But we still picked up 2 yards on the play, and that's not bad at all.
Inside of 9 minutes to go in this ball game. Cameron out in front, 27-7. In the Bling Box Boutique Red Zone here. 2nd down and 8. Trips to the right side. One tailback to the right for Zeinert. He's got one man alone to the left. Zeinert takes a snap. Going to roll to his right. Stops. Stutter steps. Fires. That ball caught and then dropped.
Young sophomore Dylan Aiken again, the intended receiver there, just unable to hang on. Would have been short of the first down marker anyways, I believe, but definitely makes it a little harder at 3rd and 8 versus what it would have been about 3rd and 2 or so.
Well, it is 3rd down for Cameron. It's going to be a twin receiver set to each side for Zeinert. They're going to put this ball about at the far hash mark. 2 receivers to each side. Zeinert checks the sideline, and I think we're going to get a timeout here.
Yeah, we kind of got up against the play clock there when they. I don't understand why they moved the ball all the way over to the left hash after it was already on the ground, but it cost us an opportunity to get set and run our play there.
So the Yeomen will take their second timeout. We'll take one with them. We're back in 30 seconds. Yeomen out in front, 27-7.
Heating and air conditioning. We all expect it to work. When it doesn't, don't call any heating and AC company. Call Temple Heat and Air, your full-service AC and heating company. 254-771-1012. Locally owned and operated since 2001, you'll see the difference in their personalized, safe, and friendly service. As an American Standard and Lennox dealer, you'll get the right parts and service for the right system. Get same-day service and no surprises, plus great financing and discounts. When your system isn't working, call Temple Heat and Air, 254-771-1012.
Back at it here after a second time out of the half by the Cameron Yeomen. They've got 1 remaining. The Bees still have 3. It'll be a 3rd down and 8 for Cameron. 8:32 on the clock. Cameron out in front, 27-7. On 3rd down, twin receivers to each side as Zeinert, the quarterback, looks to throw. Looks to his left. Now flushed out of the pocket. Drops one off, but that is going to be incomplete, just out of reach of his streaking Pharrell Hemphill.
Yeah, Pharrell was coming across the field there and didn't quite have time to clear the linebackers before Zane had to get rid of the ball there. So looks like it's going to bring on the field goal unit one more time here, Brett.
Chance to put a 30 spot on the board.
And, the great thing about this here is we're getting to work on our field goal, against live action. We, left hash and a little bit further back. You never know when you might need a field goal from this place on the field to win a ball game later in the season.
On 4th and 8, 8:28 on the clock. It'll be about a 31-yard field goal. There's the kick. That's got plenty of leg in it, and that will be good. Another field goal, 3rd of the night, as the Yeomen make it 30-7 over the Bees. 8:23 to go here at Yo Field. This is Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
In sports, as in cars, everyone loves a great drive. Centex Auto is dedicated to bringing you a great drive every single time you get in the car. Whether you're listening to the game or you're behind the wheel, when you need a car, go to the Buy Here, Pay Here dealer, Centex Auto. Check out both locations in Temple or visit them online at centex-auto.com. As you listen in on this great drive, remember that Centex Auto is a proud supporter of all Central Texas athletes. Welcome back here in our Yo Athletic Booster Club fourth quarter here tonight. Yoma now have extended their lead 30-7. Let's get to the Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's for Don's Painted Body. Give them a call, 697-2011. They'll take the dents out of accidents. It's 12 plays, 52 yards, and it ends in a 31-yard field goal. Cameron, of course, had 21 points, 3 touchdowns in that first half. All of those came in the second quarter. And then it's been field goals since. 6 points in the third quarter, thanks to a couple of field goals from 24 and 25. Then the 31-yarder here in the fourth. It's 30-7. Cameron out in front here on the Bees. And now preparing to kick off here towards the Yeoman. So
looks like Rockdale's starting to pull away from Caldwell now.
Going to be a bouncing kick, fielded at the 25-yard line. He'll come up the right side, then he'll be upended near the 40-yard line, and he got taken out at the D.
That's getting the little freshman again, Casey Goolsby. You know, that young man's making plays all over the field, offense, defense, special teams. He's going to be a good one for the Yeoman for a lot of years.
He's tiny and he's quick. 8:20 on the clock. The Bees will take over from their what?
The 40-yard line.
Exactly the 40-yard line. It's been there all night. 1st and 10 for the Bees. Twin receivers to each side. Trailing 30-7. Ross looking to throw. Steps up. That one's going to be caught. That's enough for a first down, but he lost the football.
He just kind of pitched it out there on the ground, and when he did, he gave up the first down there.
He did.
Or actually, they're calling it incomplete. No? Yeah, they're calling incomplete pass on that.
So it's interesting. I mean, he made a football move.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll take that. Second down and 10. 2nd and 10 now for the Bees. After the incomplete pass, or what was ruled an incomplete pass. You've got twin receivers to either side. The Bees moving from right to left here. Moraz, the quarterback, drops back, looks to throw. Fires out to the right side. That's incomplete.
Dropped by Scout Brazil there. And that's nothing but it was a drop. He had the chance to make the catch right there for about an 8-yard gain. So definitely keeping the Bees behind the sticks here.
Brings up a 3rd and 10 now for Academy. 8:10 to go in this ball game. Yeoman leading 30-7. And again, you've got 2 receivers to each side for Moraz. Dropping back now, steps up. It's going to be a draw. Quarterback takes off running around the right side. He's got some running room. He's got enough for a first down, but finally will be slung down after enough hitting across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, design quarterback draw there for Moraz. Good athlete, and we had him close to the first down, and just unfortunately, when we tackled him, we knocked him definitely over the first down marker. Give the Bees a fresh set of downs there.
On the O side of the field from the 48-yard line. Inside of 8 minutes to go in the ball game. The Academy comes out here from the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side and an up back. And Ross will look to throw. Pump fakes with a shoulder fake. Now rolls to his right. He's going to fire quickly over to his right side. That ball, I believe, was caught. It's going to be for a short gain.
I think they ruled him out of bounds.
Did they?
Catch. Yeah. Said he came down out of bounds.
So he comes down out of bounds, and that'll be incomplete. So, brings up 2nd down and 10. Stops the clock, 7:31 left in the ball game. The Bees taking their time, getting a play in from the sideline. Now breaking the huddle here. Cameron leading in this one 30-7 here late in this ball game. Looking to get above 500 in district play. Again with a 4 wide receiver set this time. Moraz steps up in the pocket, now being chased, flush to his right. Now he's going to throw. That ball caught, and then a huge hit
And that's Zane Zonner delivering the blow on that big tight end there. Zane probably gives up 20 or 30 pounds to that young man. But I'd say he put a good little lick on him.
Bees did pick up 6 yards on the catch.
Ross made a heck of a play there. I mean, it was a shortstop sidearm deep in the hole, throwing it to first base type play there because he was under some heavy duress from Eduardo Gil.
Well, he hasn't thrown a lot of lobbed passes. Almost everything has been a bullet pass, but he has zipped it in.
Yeah, he's a strong-armed young man.
Inside of 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Trips off to the left side for Mirage. He's got one man to his right. He's looking to throw here to his right side. That ball nearly picked off. I think he hit somebody in the numbers. That was on a Yeoman.
Oh, wow. Talk about a long-distance flag thrown in there from way about 20, 30 yards away. And I'm assuming he's trying to call pass interference there, but Iverson Brazil, who's a tiny little guy, basically kind of just ran around that big tight end and knocked the ball away at the last second. So I'm going to respectfully disagree with the officials' call on that one.
Well, it will go against Cameron. And it'll give the Bees 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. So on 1st and 10, trips off to the left side for Mirage, and he's looking to throw, looking left, still looking. Lots of time to throw. Lofts this one. That ball's caught. Then a missed tackle by the safety, and he's going to coast into the end zone. Touchdown, Bees.
And I missed the play, Brett. I thought they were trying to run the wheel pattern to McWilliams out here on the sideline, and this big post is on the press box. So I dodged from one side of it to the other to find McWilliams, and they threw it to the big tight end right behind the post there. So
6:39 to go, and it's now a 30-13 ball game as Academy strikes here late in the fourth quarter. Now trying for 2. They're looking at a trick play here on what was a reverse. But it's going to be no good. A quarterback came running around on a handoff after lining up at wide receiver, then launched one to the end zone, but incomplete.
Yeah, kind of a wildcat type formation with the running back in the backfield by himself, and then he pitched it to Miraz coming around on the reverse, and then he threw the pass and hit the guy right in the numbers, but the ball fell out of his hands to the turf.
So it'll be 30-13, and this game still not put away just yet.
I think it's ball game over pretty much at this point. But the thing is the Bees are showing a lot of mettle here. Not just folding up shop. They're going to battle to the end, and it shows you that they've got a lot of pride over there as well.
So it will be a kickoff here. I think if you're Cameron, you got to be expecting an onside here, right?
Yeah, I would definitely think so. And it looks like we do have our hands team out there at this point in the ball game, so we're definitely expecting that as well.
30-13 is the new score here as we keep it here at Yo Field. Yeoman out in front in this one by 17. 6:39 on the clock. As the Bees will tee it up from the 40-yard line. Yeoman all bunched up close. One man deep. And it will be the onside. That'll be fielded and jumped on by the Yeoman. They will have the ball from the 47-yard line on their own side of the field, and that is going to work out nicely. That was just like you drew it up, right?
Yeah, Zane Zeinert was the young man that fell on the onside kick right there. Did it absolutely perfect. Fielded the ball right in the basket with 2 hands. Got on the ground quickly and shielded the ball with his back there, just like you coach him to do it.
Textbook. 30-13, Yo football now. Looking to run some clock. 6:38 to go in this ball game. Cameron leading in this one. 1st and 10 for the Yeoman from their 47-yard line. Trips will go off to the left side for Zeinert. One man alone to the right. Takes a snap and hands it off up the middle as Johnson fights forward for a couple 3 yards. I believe he got 2 there.
Yeah, the zone play over the left side. There was somebody there, I'm not sure who the B was, and he just kind of lowered his shoulder. I think maybe if he might have sidestepped him, he might have went for the distance there.
Clock running, coming up on 6 minutes left in the ball game. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Yeomen, nearing midfield from the 49-yard line. Twin receivers to each side this time. One man in the backfield with Zeinert off to his left. Hands off the football. It's across midfield, another 2-yard gain, and it's going to be from the 49. It'll be about a 3rd and 5. It'll be a 3rd and 6.
Counterplay again with our right tackle there, pulling around and leading Johnson through the hole over on the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage.
So the Yeomen now facing 3rd and 6 from just across midfield. Inside of 5.5 minutes left in the ball game. Cameron leading 30-13 over the Bees here. 2 receivers off to the right side and up back for the Yeomen, and it's going to be a keeper by the quarterback. Zeinert around that left side. He's going to get a couple of yards, and that's about it. Brings up 4th down.
Bring up 4th and a long 4, I guess you'd say, maybe here.
I think so.
At decision time here for Coach Bashir and the Yeomen. We're going to go for it. We're going to punt, pin them deep, make them go the distance with 5 minutes to go twice. What are we going to do here? So
on 4th and 4, see what happens here. Making a couple of changes to the lineup. It looks like, is that Solomon and Johnson coming off the field?
Yeah, I think we're calling timeout here to make sure we get the right personnel on the field.
That will be, I believe, the last timeout taken by the Yeomen. So with 4:35 to go, Yeomen out of timeouts. Here, quarter. Facing a 4th and 4. We'll take one with them. We're back in 30 seconds. Yeomen leading in this one.
At Milam County Livestock Auction, our goal is to provide the best market environment for both buyers and sellers. Located in Cameron, we're right in the heart of Central Texas, which allows us to service customers from all over the state. I'm Kenan Mingus, and I invite you to join our team every Friday at noon for our weekly sale. You can reach us at 254-697-6697. Check us out on Facebook or at MilamCountyLivestockAuction.com. We look forward to seeing you this Friday at Milam County Livestock Auction. Sale starts at noon.
Back here on the Yo Athletic Booster Club 4th quarter, Yeomen leading 30-13. It's 4th and 4 here for the Yeomen from the 47-yard line of Academy, and they're going to back up in the punt as Zeinert will kick this one away. That's going to be a long kick. That's going to take a Yo bounce inside the 10. Now it takes an Academy bounce going the other way, and it will be stopped at about the 12-yard line.
He kicked a sandwich out there. We had him well inside the 10. They got it on the 12.
And we've got flags now. So flag on the play. We'll see what that will mean. Penalty against the Yeomen. Yeomen had very few penalties in the first half. Seen a number of them here in the second half.
Yeah, we'd played really clean there for a while, and definitely gotten a little sloppy here. I think we maybe relaxed a little bit.
Yeah, the 4th quarter just a little bit. 30-13 is the score. Penalty against Cameron after the punt will actually give the Bees a little bit better field position from the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. 4:27 to go in this ball game. As the Bees will come out with twin stack receivers to each side. Miraz looking to throw. Now he's going to let one go on a long pass play, and he has beat his man by a ton. The 40, the 20, the 10, and he's going to be caught from behind, but not in time. Touchdown Bees. It's now a 30-19 ball game.
Definitely some miscommunication in the Yo secondary right there. That young man was 25 yards past any of our Yo defenders.
Bees not going away It's 30-19, an 11-point ball game with an extra point coming up. 4:18 left in this ball game. The Yeomen are going to have to clean some things up here in this fourth quarter. It's been sloppy, and looking at a lead slipping away. Now instead trying for two, and they're going to try again with a trick pass as the running back had tossed this one away. This is going to be picked off in the end zone, and he'll be tackled out of bounds. And again, the 2-point try is no good.
Zachorian Spikes intercepted that ball. If he wouldn't have given the chase that he did on that last defensive play where, man, talk about some closing speed, he might have taken that one all the way back for two.
So that will be a no-good 2-point conversion. 30-19 is the score. It's an 11-point game, 4:18 on the clock. We're going to take a break. We're back in just a moment here on 105 The Ranch.
It's your home away from home. The Budget Host Inn and Suites. Cable TV with flat screen LCD HD TV in each room. Guest laundry, fitness center, and pool. The Southern hospitality at Budget Host Inn and Suites shows through. They can accommodate your next business meeting in their meeting room and business center. Romantic getaway? Book a jacuzzi suite. So if it's a business trip, romantic getaway, or you just need a place to stay for the night, the Budget Host Inn and Suites in Cameron has a room for you. 102 Lafferty Avenue. Call 254-605-0610. BudgetHostCameron.com.
Welcome back here at Yo Field. It's now an 11-point ball game, 30-19. A long touchdown pass. Just a moment ago for 73 yards.
He's lining up an onside kick formation again.
Another onside kick coming up. This one is going to be fielded by the Yeomen at the 40-yard line. And that's where they will take over. We've seen a number of kickoffs resulting in a 40-yard start.
Yeah, that's Fabian Bynum doing a good job of just falling on the ball there. Secure it for the Yeomen.
So 4:18 is what's on the clock. It's a 30-19 ball game. The Yeomen looking to finally try to put this one away. The Bees have really made a run at it here in this fourth quarter, as the Yeomen have sort of kind of taken their foot off the gas here late. So an 11-point ball game. The offense on the field. It'll be twin receivers to the right side, one to the left. They've got an up back and a tailback in. Designer hands it off. Around the right side, bounces it outside. Almost gets out of one tackle, does get out of it. Now down the sideline he goes, the 40, the 40, 35. Then he's just going to go down and inbounds to keep the clock running, and that's a smart play right there by Fabian Bynum.
That is an extremely smart play by that young man. Staying in bounds, keeping the clock running right there, not going out of bounds, giving them an extra timeout. That for a young man that is really playing his first year of varsity football, that's showing a lot of football intelligence right there.
It's about a 25-yard run by Bynum there. First and 10 for the Yeomen after the Centex auto first down. Inside of 4 minutes to go here in this ball game. The Yeomen leading 30-19. Twin receivers out to the left side again with that up back and one tailback. As Zeinert watches the clock roll down. Now hands off again. This time around the right side, bouncing out of one tackle. Then he's finally going to be stood up and will finally come down at about the 27-yard line.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Brett, that last play before this very last one here probably put Fabian over the 100-yard mark rushing as well. And so for the first time since I can't remember, I think we've got two 100-yard rushers tonight with Bynum and Johnson.
Let's get you that McElrath Motors stat update. Says we've got 200-yard rushers now. Fabian Bynum, 13 carries, 125 yards, and Keyshawn Johnson, 21 for 111. And we've got one player with 56. That's Zeinert. Zeinert has 56 yards rushing on top of that, so a huge night rushing the ball. Inside of 3 minutes to go right now, though, and it's going to be second down and short for the Yeomen as they hand the ball off. That's Bynum, makes the first man miss. Stiff arms another one, but he's not going to escape the next tackle when he will go down. Lost about a yard. Stiff arm that guy into a tackle.
Yeah.
Like I say, he put him down right at his ankles, and that dude just hung on. 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Yeomen leading 30-19. The Bees have 3 timeouts, have yet to use any of them.
And down 2 scores, they really can't afford to use them yet, but we're just about at a point where they're going to have to.
Yeomen having to hurry here inside of 5 seconds to get lined up. Now they do snap this football, and they're going to hand it off after a low snap, but he's got nowhere to go. The timing of that play completely disrupted, and he'll go down for a loss.
Yeah, we were a little discombobulated there, being able to get lined up, and then we had to rush to get the play off. And the snap was low. Just not a whole lot good to say about that play right there, unfortunately, other than forcing them to use a timeout.
The Bees do take one. Less than 2 minutes left in the ball game, and it'll be a 3rd down and 5 facing the Yeomen, as Yeomen have kind of been sloppy here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, we kind of taken our foot off the gas a little bit on offense, I feel like, and then defense, I think we've kind of relaxed a little bit, and you can't do that against good teams because if you do, it's going to come back to bite you. And so, need to go out and finish these last 2 minutes off well.
So Cameron, of course, has no timeouts left. They took their last timeout about 2.5 minutes ago. Meanwhile, Academy just took their first. They've got 2 remaining. It's just an 11-point ball game, and it's Academy football, it's Yeoman football.
And one of the Academy players just said something to the official and got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not see that.
Yeah, they're standing there lined up to play defense, and the 3 officials are standing right there to set the ball, and one of them just threw the flag straight up in the air. I mean, there's no Cameron players within 15 yards of where they were, so obviously it had to be against them. And that young man kind of threw his arms up like, what did I do? And started going to the sideline, and the official ran over to the sideline to meet the coach over there as well.
Well, the coaches have been arguing from that far sideline throughout most of that timeout with the referees over there. In fact, he's still over there with crossed arms, still chewing the ear of one of the referees.
Yeah, I think that was Franklin that picked up the personal foul there.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against.
And the coach for Academy still with his arms crossed, standing about the 30-yard line, not happy at all.
Yeah, but the official there, and apparently on that last play there was an illegal shift against Cameron, so that was a 5-yard penalty against us. But then the 15-yarder against them, an automatic first down, gives us a fresh set of downs just inside the red zone there.
The Bleak Box Boutique red zone, in fact. 111 North Central. Downtown Cameron. So Yeoman now in business, under 2 minutes left to go in the ball game, and looking to try to continue to choose some clock here. By the way, it looks like they also put another timeout back on. Looks like they may have done that for Academy. Meanwhile, handoff here, weaving his way through traffic inside the 10, the 5, touchdown. Yeoman, Fabian Bynum with a score. So after the touchdown, the Yeoman wake back up, make it 36-19. Now try for a Crier Collision extra point here. And there's no holder. Now you
have to drop kick it. It's illegal.
Is it? Now the holder runs out.
I saw one of the NFL kickers drop kicked an onside kick last week.
So here comes hurry up and get this one off. There's the snap, the hold, there's the kick. That is up and through. And a Crier Collision extra point is good to make it a 37-19 ball game. That's Crier Collision for all your auto body repair needs. Stop by 3003 North Travis in Cameron. Again, our new score, 37-19, 1:51 to go in this ball game as Cameron leads the Academy Bees in this one here at Yo Field. You're listening to Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
There's something in your home's air this fall. Feel it? It's the perfect air that comes from reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. There are savings in the air, too. Cox's Heating and AC is offering $13.50 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox system. To rethink your air and learn more, call Cox's Heating and AC, 254-697-4252. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, thank Cox's Heating and AC, your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. License number TACL B009432E.
Score 37-19 in favor of the Cameron Yeomen here at Yo Field. It's 1:51 to go here at the Yo Athletic Booster Club fourth quarter. Let's get to our Don's Paint Body scoring drive, brought to you by Don's Paint and Body, taking the dents out of accidents. 6 plays, 59 yards. And it ends on a 19-yard touchdown run by Fabian Bynum as he extends the lead at 37-19, and the extra point is good. So that's where we stand here, 37-19, 1:51 to go in this ball game. And Academy sort of self-destructed right there, considering they had all the momentum.
Yeah, they the young man lost his cool there, got a personal foul, gave us a fresh set of downs, and I think just kind of deflated the B defense, and Bynum was able to kind of just weave his way in for the score.
So Cameron now to kick away here, the closing minutes of this one. It's going to be a short kick, poached, and that will be caught on the run near the 40, and immediately will be brought down.
We've kind of picked on that young man all night long on our kickoffs.
Lane Ward?
Yeah, Lane Ward, probably the smallest of the B kick returners there. So, but you know where they're starting at?
About the 40?
About the 40.
The 40-ish?
Yeah. The 39.
It is from the 39, from their own 39. 1st and 10 for the Bees here. Again, 149 is all that's left in this ball game.
How about the McGregor Bulldogs, Brett? Team that Academy beat last week, leading Troy right now 58-57 with 11 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
You still have a whole quarter to go.
Yeah. It's like a six-man game.
You've got a 3 receiver set over to that right side, all stacked together, but this time the Omen going to get into the backfield and sack the quarterback, Miraz, for about a 10-yard loss.
And that's Solomon kind of weaving his way through the line there and getting a hold of Miraz and just wrangling him to the ground.
Well, he went down on the ground at the 30, but they're going to mark it at the 20 or at the 34-yard line.
I guess that's one of those
okay,
forward progress type things. I guess. Yeah. Rockdale, it looks like they're going to go ahead and finish off Caldwell. They're up 55-20 with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Talking about a springboard game, we were talking about that as far as Cameron was concerned, but the McGregor loss is a springboard game for Rockdale. In the same way we were wondering if that would be what Cameron saw here tonight.
Yeah, and maybe the loss to Academy last week is McGregor's springboard loss, it appears. I wonder if, with Troy having scored 57 points already in that ball game, I wonder how many yards Herbacic has run for tonight.
Well, when you average 275, I bet at least that many.
Yeah, I'd say he might have 300 yards, but through three quarters, just guessing. I have no clue.
As the Bees on 1st and 10, looking to set up a screen. They've got a man. He's going to have that ball caught up across the 40. Darts out of one tackle. Then he's going to head for the sideline and then go out of bounds. That's McWilliams.
Yeah, screenplay. They kind of caught us with, we've kind of pinned our ears back and we're coming strong with our rush right now. And so good call on their part with the screen pass, but, not a bad job by the Yo defense to limit them to 7 yards on the screen pass.
So brings up 2nd down and about 4 here for the Bees. They've got twin receivers to each side for Miraz. 1:29 to go in the ball game. Miraz dropping back now, being chased around to the right side. Still being chased, still on the run. Now looking downfield, throws one. This one high and incomplete.
And Colton Barber was in hot pursuit right there and hit Miraz as he went down. Miraz is back there. You have to admire the competition that he's exhibiting out there at quarterback because he's really running for his life.
Well, a 4th down now, I believe, coming up here for the Bees. 1:21 to go in this ball game. It's a 37-19. The Omen are out in front here, as Academy will come out to go for it, trailing in this one. It's going to be another 2 receivers sent to each side for Miraz. Standing about his own 40-yard line, looking to throw. Quick fire out to the right, got the slant. That ball caught enough for a 1st down about midfield.
And that's the kind of the young man's been his favorite target tonight. Big Jaden Simmons, number 80. He's kind of a big tight end. They do kind of flex him out a little bit from time to time, or quite a bit actually. But sure-handed, big young man, and a really good football player for the Bees.
Well, the Bees have taken a second timeout. They have 1 remaining here in the half. There's just 1:16 left to go on the ball game here. And for Cameron, looking to move to 2-1 in district play. Where do we stand again with we got our scores here somewhere? Where we at updated? Rockdale again leading 55-26 over Caldwell. And McGregor the 1-point lead, 58-57. That's over Troy. Troy, of course, technically the district leader, 1-0. And yeah, you got to imagine Urbachik that's a dude who is averaging 275 yards rushing a game, something like 35 or 40 carries a game, and like 7 touchdowns a game.
Yeah,
It's
third
a video
leading
game.
third leading rusher in the nation going to last week's game, so I'm not sure where he is now.
Well, Miraz is going to fire one out to the right side. They're going to tackle him.
Scout Brazil on the curl pattern there, but nice job by I think that's Bynum and Brazil out there tackling him inbounds to keep the clock rolling.
Actually, it stopped the clock, so it was 7-yard pass play there. It'll be 2nd and 3 here with 1:10 to go for the Bees. They had 2 receivers to each side. Miraz scrambling around, fires one wildly. That will be incomplete into the Bees bench.
And Miraz was, again, running for his life there. Trenton Nix, I think, was a young man that was applying the pressure there. And Trenton's he's applied a lot of pressure on Miraz tonight, so he's doing a good job of rushing the passer.
3rd down and 3 for the Bees with 1:05 to go in the ball game. Yeah, we talk about Urbachik with, like, video game numbers. Cameron will still have to face him later on. That will be an interesting matchup as Troy has kind of been a one-man show.
Yeah, you know, they were a really good team last year, but they're definitely missing Bo Workman and Sam Jones. There were some excellent senior players for them last year, along with Jurasic at quarterback.
Miraz, Rockets, one deep, but that ball will be incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Nice coverage by Landon Green on Franklin there. Had run a seam pattern down the middle of the field, and then, of course, Pharrell Hemphill was there providing some extra support at free safety as well.
4th down and 3 here for the Bees. 1:01 to go in the ball game. Yeoman leading 37-19 in this one. On 4th down and 3, 3 receivers to the left side for Miraz. Is looking to throw. Steps into it and fires one deep. Well thrown, but over and out of bounds. That of an intended receiver. Incomplete, turnover on downs. It'll be Yo football, less than a minute left in the ball game.
I hope they've got a lot of ice over there on the sideline, Brett, because that young man's arm, I mean, he's thrown a major league game worth of pitches tonight. He's going to have to ice down, that's for sure.
56.3 seconds is all that is left. Should be time for a victory formation. I think that's what you're going to get. Spike's standing about the 20-yard line right now.
Yeah, deep tailback.
That's right. I don't know how deep you can get, but that's way back there. Actually taking a knee about the 20-yard line. Yeoman will line up in that victory formation. They will kneel this one out. Clock will run here. Yeoman leading 37-19.
Yeah, we'll have to kneel it one more time, and then that'll be the ball game.
So looking at this one, Cameron moving to a 2-1 record in district play, trying to find their way out of that jumbled mess of 1-1 teams. Of course, the rest of the district still looks like a long way to go here tonight. It was still early in the third quarter between Troy and McGregor. Over 100 points have been scored, and that clock has finally come final here. Inside of 10 seconds, Yeoman will win this one over Academy 37-19. But for Cameron here tonight, getting a much-needed bounce-back win here tonight.
Yeah, definitely, nice to see us come out with so much focus and intensity at the start of the ball game and just maintain it all the way through the first half there. Probably lost a little bit of it in the third quarter and the fourth quarter there. And you have to admire the Bees team. You know, those guys never gave up. They fought all the way to the final buzzer there.
Yeah, and look at this one. Cameron dominated really for the first 3 quarters of this football game. Kind of maybe took the foot off a little too much in that fourth quarter and allowed Academy to kind of creep back into this ball game. But really, you got to be happy if you're a Yo fan about what you saw here tonight, because much like we were talking about throughout the game tonight and even before the game, Cameron needed to come back out, establish some physicality, and say, last week was an aberration, put it out of your mind and completely forget about it.
Yeah, and that's the great thing that we did do tonight is we definitely put last week out of our mind, put it out of mind, out of sight. Talked about earlier, about how good hitters, have to have a short memory. You have to forget about that last at-bat. We needed to forget about that last ball game. There's nothing we could do about it at this point in time other than just look forward, and we did a great job of that going into the ball game tonight for sure.
All right, we need to get to some stats in a moment, but a couple of things that I wanted to talk about is one of those things we just did talk about, which is when you look at this three-quarters domination, fourth quarter kind of got a little bit sloppy, and you made light of that in that quarter as they kind of allowed Academy to get back into that football game that really didn't have to happen, but focus has got to be the key, especially when Cameron doesn't feel like they've even played a full 4 quarters yet together.
Right. And the good thing about that we didn't maintain that focus and that intensity all the way through is the coaching staff can take that into practice next week and into team meetings next week and say, hey, we can't do this against teams like Troy that have Herbacic. We can't do this against teams like McGregor that are obviously much better than what anybody thought they were going to be this season. We can't do this against teams that are extremely well coached like Lorena always is. And so we're going to have to come out, the rest of the season, and we're going to have to play 4-quarter ball games. We can't go and play a 2 or 3-quarter ball game and, do what we want to do. We're going to have to play 4-quarter ball games to get where we want to be, and then use that to springboard us into the playoffs as well.
I think the other thing, too, that I took away from this game is that Cameron's still trying to learn how to win. It seems weird when you say that. Cameron makes a business out of winning, really. It's over 700 whatever wins, I get it, right? But it's like this team is so young, you forget about that sometimes when you think, okay, well, look at the tradition and look at Cameron, and all you do is win football games, but you've got 6 sophomores that are starting. You've got a very, very young team still that maybe they don't know how to win, and maybe that's what we saw here tonight.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing is, we've won some ball games some different ways this season. We won it with Bynum rushing for a lot of yards. We've won it with, for us throwing for a lot of yards in different ball games, and then tonight, we had the two-headed monster of Bynum and Johnson back there rushing the ball. Although, our first 3 scores were all through the air.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that when we talk about how well we rushed the ball and stuff tonight, when we scored 21 of our first 21 points were all through the air. But we're still probably getting a little bit of our identity because of the fact that we're a young team and we're young on the defensive side of the ball for sure with all those sophomores that start, but we're breaking in a new quarterback, new running backs, several new offensive linemen, and so our offense, even though it's not all those sophomores, it's still guys that don't have a lot of that Friday Night Light experience yet.
Tell you what, let us take a break here. We'll come back in just a moment. We're going to get some stats from Josh Pratt. We also need to come up with an MVP and a play of the game, and we'll also get you some post-game takeaways. You're listening to the post-game here from Yo Field. Yeoman winning here tonight by final score 37-19. We're back in just a moment.
Hi,